Good evening, Stunthangar fans. We're on the air again. It is Monday, the 13th of May, and welcome. Looks like we got a couple of people waiting for us already. The link is posted in the At the Bench thread on the Control Line, Stunthangar Control Line forum. So if you are logged into Stunthangar and can go to the live streams / At the Bench thread, then click the link in the top post there, and you can click in here with your camera and microphone, or you can go to the Stunthangar, that's 2 words, Control Line YouTube site and watch us on video, and use the text chat box to type your questions, answers, and comments in. We try to incorporate you into our conversations here. And right now, we're waiting for some people to click in on video. And we've also got a new link. I wrote it back in March. It was all about how to hook up, join up, do all the things that most of you that are watching now already know how to do, to get in live, and posted it and had Sparky sticky that at the top of the open forum. So if you need a refresher on what you need to get in here live, if you've been a YouTuber and you want to come in here live, then open the main open forum and look up at the stickies at the top, and it'll give you a refresher on what all you need to get in. And it's pretty simple. Sometimes when I take that stuff up, I end up overcomplicating it, but I think it's pretty easy to understand. And we've had a couple of people lately who join up, and then they're in here live, and when somebody new joins, they can't hear them and have to log out, log back in. And let's see, Bob is one of those who comes in and has that problem, and the other is Lynn has had that problem too. I know Lynn's using Internet Explorer, and I'm pretty sure that's his problem. And if you've got any way to use Mozilla or Chrome is the best. And Sparky's here. Let me let Sparky in. So if you got Chrome, use that. And meanwhile, while you're in the chat box, remember our super chat $ at the bottom if you feel like contributing a little walking around money to Sparky for everything it takes to run the show, to film the nats, and all of the things he has to do to keep us together. Please drop us a buck or two. And here comes Lynn Burrell. I think that's who that is. Let me let Lynn in. So we got Sparky and Lynn, neither of which I've spoken to yet. Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all tonight?
Hello.
Okay.
How are you?
If I unmute my. Meanwhile, you're in the chat box, hang on. That's why I had it. Sign at the bottom. Sorry, hang on. I'll fix that momentarily. There. Now I can turn my sound on. Now we're in business. Now I can hear you.
How are we doing, gentlemen?
We're good.
Ask a question.
How you doing, Lynn? All right.
Is there cell phone access at Joel?
Not very good. Texting is the only sort of dependable way to do it, but even that'll suck your battery down pretty good. So
I'm not worried about that. What I have here in my hand is a modem or a hotspot. So if we can get connection, cell phone connection through the hotspot, we can broadcast the show from there.
I wonder if you walk up the stairs to the control tower and set it up there, that might be something that gets us in the air. That's where Will goes when he wants to talk on the phone. Wayne's been known to go up the stairs on the control tower, and it's right there by the control line circles. And so that might be something you can try if you can't get it down there on the grass.
Maybe we'll have to do our Friday night show from the control tower.
Yeah, maybe so. Or we could up at the hangar. I don't know what it's like up there. I just know down at the control line circles, it's bad. I bet they got better service at the hangar up there, but I don't really know. we'll have to figure it out, I guess.
Anyway, 5 gig of transmission. That means we can broadcast for 5 hours.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, it's worth a try. I won't be there Friday night, but I'll be here Friday night actually. So.
Oh, you will?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm coming Thursday, but going home, and then I'll be back Saturday. I'm going to bring all my airplanes and gear up there and leave it Thursday, so it's there when I get there Saturday.
All right.
Yeah. But I figured it'd be fun to hang out with everybody on Thursday, go to the stunt camp and the judging clinic, and
we'll be driving all day Thursday, ever how long it takes us to get there. We're going to leave here at 6 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be 6 to 7, 7 to, or let's say 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 3 o'clock, probably 4 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
We'll roll in there.
Okay. Well, yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody up there. And I don't know of our control line contingent. I don't know who's up there already besides Wayne, Will, and Mark. And there's probably a few others, but most everybody will be showing up like you and me late in the week.
Tom Morris is bringing Stunthangar Hobby Shop there. It'll be there Thursday.
Oh, good. He's definitely got some things I want to look at too. So let's see. I've got the schedule right here, and let's see. It opened, of course, this past Saturday, and it's flying from sun up until you're tired, and then same thing until every day until Thursday, where stunt camp, that's May 16th, and limited open flying. And then Friday, there's the half A contest. I've got some details on the rules for that, and the profiling classic are on Friday also. And then Saturday is the Pampa Stunt contest with the regular skill classes.
I'll bring my Nikon so I can do the night flying of the whatever they call them, the drones or what.
Yeah, whatever. They got LEDs all over them, and I'd like to stay some night and see that. I've never been there at night. Let me ask you this: I saw somewhere written that there is no internal combustion engines to be flown after 11 p.m. Is that new, or do you remember? Do they go strictly electric at 11?
Got no idea. I don't see why. There's nobody around.
Well, the people in the campers, I've heard some of them say those planes flying over keep me awake all night. But hey, you know, that's what it is when you go to 30.
What you're there for.
Yeah, no kidding. Some people are just sensitive, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. All right, so we got a few people watching us out there on the tube. We got Jack Snavely and Pat Kennedy and Bob Bishop. Welcome, guys. Please appreciate y'all hanging out with us. And I don't know if my flying chair is going to make it up to Triple Tree or not, but my intent is to, like I said, drop my gear off on Thursday and fly on my own 2 feet on Saturday, because I'm a whole lot better now than I was when Huntersville was here, and I could not fly on my own 2 feet then, but I'm thinking I'll be able to this weekend. I'm walking around pretty good. I'll take it.
Good to hear.
Yeah. So what you got going on, Leonard?
Well, we haven't been able to fly at all really here. It's just been raining every day. It's awful.
Oh, really?
And the fields are just saturated. I mean, if we were to go out there right now, it's just muck.
Is that
your boots just sink right into the mud, because basically we're just flying on a farm field.
Is that typical for May in your area?
I don't know, because I just moved down here last June.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
I haven't been here quite a year yet.
Where'd you live before? Where'd you live before
we
that?
We lived in Barrie, Ontario, north of Toronto.
North of Toronto. Okay, so that's serious cold country up there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, cold and lots of snow in the winter.
Yeah.
But here we had a really light winter in terms of snow. There wasn't hardly any snow here at all. But the fields are they're just wrecked right now. It's just so saturated. So we're just waiting. Like, we can't even really get out and cut the grass much.
That's what Pat says
Doesn't dry out.
on YouTube. He says it's soaked there in Michigan and hard to get the mower out.
Yeah, you can't get the lawnmower out because it's the same problem. You take your tractor out there, you're just going to bury it up to the axles.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting.
Time to get a big roller, start rolling and packing it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
our circles are pretty flat, but we want to roll them as soon as we can get on there, but we just can't get out there right now. We're hoping for next week or late next week, I guess. See if we can get out and get some of this stuff ready to go.
Oh, here comes Jenny.
I fly down in New Albany, Indiana, when Byron Barker was alive, and let's see who else was there. A lot of guys have passed away, and I can't remember them. They had a circle that was dirt. Now you wouldn't think dirt would be much, but they used to roll it, and it was so hard and so flat, it was just like concrete.
That's awesome.
I think they used to oil it.
No, as long as it's flat and you don't get a lot of crap coming up off of it, it works fine.
My friend John here he's coming to Stonewall with us, and he kept asking me, what's the fields like? And I keep telling him, like a golf green, you'll never fly on a better circle. It's
actually even tighter than the golf green, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you could roll your plane around on the wheels for the whole flight if you wanted to.
Naomi and I are talking about going there either next year or the year after.
It's worth seeing. It's a gorgeous
for sure.
place.
It's 500 times bigger than Broad Action, and no, it's more 1,000 times bigger than Broad Action, 500 times bigger than the Nats.
I think I read the runway's 500 by 1,000 feet. I was thinking longer than 1,000, but that's what I read.
1,300, I thought.
13, maybe.
It's the longest grass runway in the country.
That's amazing.
How long does a runway have to be to land a commercial jet?
So you could land one there if it would hold the weight.
Yeah.
But it won't, obviously.
I hope we get to see a flyover by the Mustang this year. One morning before the stunt contest started on Saturday, they were going to an air show down the road at McIntyre Air Base, and they took off and gave us a couple of passes, and then took off. That was cool to watch.
Oh,
that Mustang that's in the hangar?
Yeah, that's it.
That's not a full scale Mustang, is it?
It is.
I thought it was 2/3.
I'm pretty sure that's full scale one, Sparky. And I can't remember the name on it.
It's awful small.
Maybe you're right. Oh, here comes Steve Hines. Hang on, let me let him in. Hey, Steve Areno, what's going on? Turn your mic on.
There we go. Not too much. What with you guys?
All good.
Hey, you can hear me without signing out, signing back in?
Every now and again, they keep coming back, right?
Yeah.
What you working on there, Jamie?
It's a magician.
Yeah.
Full size or Brodak?
It's Brodak.
Okay.
Is that smaller than a original magician?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, the original magician had a 48-inch span. I believe the Brodak one's only about 42.
Hmm.
Did you get your vector done, Jamie?
No,
No.
I got Tom Dixon's profile vector 40. I got the wings together over the weekend. They're foam sheeted.
Yeah.
I need to get some fiberglass to do the seams, and then I'll move on with it after that.
It flies fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, I could use that wing in the full fuse if I want. It's the same wing. It's just foam sheeted, but I was just gonna use that one for the profile just because it'd be quicker to build.
Okay. Yeah, Pat, we got the field at his house. He just built one and it flies well.
Yeah, it'll get done eventually. Before August. I'm going to Georgia in August for the contest over there in Canton. And I'm gonna try to have them both done for that contest.
What do you got behind you there? This looks like orange and gold and
Oh, that's just an Oregon orf that was given to me.
The
Is that a-
Marines.
Yeah, somebody did it up. And
It's Oriental, isn't it?
yeah,
That's a good knock around plane.
yeah, I didn't like the way it flew, so I'm like, well, I'll take it. I'll smash it around. No bother me.
Yeah, those fly good. I busted the nose on mine and put a RC motor mount on it and took it right back off, except the engine started running away after I did that. I had to work on that a little bit, but I got it.
The only issue with that one is that they broke the landing gear off, so just gonna epoxy and reinforce it. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
those things have to be put on with extra fiberglass and bracing in there. That's just, I guess it is intentionally sacrificial so it doesn't rip the whole plane up, but it's a pain in the ass. It's too easy to bust off.
yeah, I'm gonna put a 35 Max S in it and see what it does. Since it originally had a Brodak 40 in it.
yep.
And
Yeah, that's a good 40 size plane.
Yeah. You almost have to because otherwise you got to add a ton of tail weight to that thing. You don't get a light motor in it.
yeah,
Guys here that tried.
I built tail weight into mine actually too.
actually, this one has tail weight on it. Now that I remember. Let's see, where is it at? There it is. That's all lead right there in the back.
Yeah.
Wow.
What I did was I split the rear end so I could put a block in it in the tip to make it wider so I'd have room to get to a ball link. And I hollowed out that block that I spread it with and packed it full of buckshot. And that did the job.
Yeah.
I never had to balance anything else with the FP40 on it.
You can get a 35 with a tongue muffler. You might be able to pull some of that weight off the tail.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I got a 35 Max S. I just need to get a tongue muffler for it. And if that motor don't work, I got plenty of variety of other ones. I got a Lou Willard Fox 40. I'll throw in that thing just to see what.
I don't run a muffler on my Max S.
You don't run a muffler?
No, but I've only run it on profile. I guess you got to have something to get the exhaust out if you got it inside the cowling.
That or I can open up the cowling, it'd be all right. But like I said, if that 35 Max S don't work, this Lou Willard Fox 40 would do it.
Yeah. And that's probably not any heavier than a Max S, is it?
Yeah, it's a lot heavier.
Is it
Oh, yeah,
really?
it'll be heavier.
Especially with this tongue muffler that's already on it. Let's see, just curious with that muffler. Well, maybe better if it's in 9.7 ounces.
I was gonna say almost 10. You got to keep that motor down to about 6 ounces. Put it over it, and then that thing will fly good. And tail weight, nobody likes them.
And the Max S 6.8.
That's a big difference.
Big difference.
Yeah.
That's a sweet running engine, though. I think the only weak spot in it I hear is the conrods are about bending or breaking.
Yeah.
Somebody out there makes better ones, but I don't remember who it is.
Yeah, there's probably a few people that can make those.
Let's see.
We all have our drawers full of motors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Digging.
I wish I had drawers full of new motors. I got a drawer full of dirty old motors.
I got drawers full of dirty ones, drawers full of new ones. It's ridiculous.
Hell, even the Power 40, that's 8.5 ounces.
Hey, Chris Hornady, I was just thinking about you, wondering where you've been tonight. Says Chris says, "Hey guys, been extremely busy trying to move across the country. I'll be watching tonight on YouTube." Okay, well, welcome, Chris. I guess you're out of Florida, huh?
Where's he moving to?
He didn't say, but wherever the Air Force sends him, I guess.
He's in the Navy.
Yeah, he's in the Navy.
Oh, I thought he was in the Air Force.
Yeah, I think he was in Pensacola.
Excuse me, Chris. Didn't mean any insult there. Moving to Oshkosh.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oshkosh, by gosh.
What was that?
Helmet head.
I don't think so. I hope not. I've got the anti-helmet head controls turned on.
Helmet head. Man, it's been a while since I've seen that guy.
He even thought that was funny when we called him that. He said it's a boxing helmet. We were calling it the retard helmet, which
Yeah, definitely.
politically incorrect.
Hey, Sparky, did you finish painting the new model?
No. We went out flying Saturday, and I flew the high roller and the Monado, and
Okay.
I'm going to be flying the Monado. I think there's no difference. There's a lot of weight in those pipe motors.
Okay.
It's just not my style.
I've never tried one, so I don't know. I've never actually run a pipe. I've always run just muffler. So I don't know.
Well, what happens is all that they got lots of power.
Oh, for sure.
I flew the high roller, got lots of power.
Yeah.
I think I might have to add 2 ounces to the tail to make it balanced. And then you're back into the Galdini barbell effect where, you're adding weight here, putting weight there, and still a heavy sinker on the end of the line.
Yeah.
And to me, flying a 60 size ship in the high 50s or low 60s is a lot more fun because there's no pull on it. I mean, it's just not a.
Oh yeah. The big airplanes with the big power, they pull like, oh, it's unreal.
Rich,
I hear you.
Hey, Richard, what's going on? We're good.
Did you go out flying tonight?
No, I've been playing with that dagger.
Yeah, it's been windy and cold, so
Yeah.
I drove by Sunday and nobody was there, and it's like, well, just drove back home. I could have used a stooge, but it's like, yeah, it was just damp.
Our friend Gary Sinclair just joined us. Hi, Gary.
Scared the shit out of me, dog.
Perusing eBay for stuff
Sorry, I know
I
they
just can't live without.
Thank you.
Your window shopping.
Yeah, well,
I ordered one of those T-shirts today off the Teesprings.
you did?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. When I looked at it yesterday, it said it was expiring in about an hour. That was when I PM'd.
That's when they print.
Okay. Yeah, I got one. I like that shirt. That's a good looking shirt. I got the silver steel or whatever they call it, light steel. That's the color. I call it gray.
Yeah, it looks like you ordered one today. No, one day till print.
Okay.
Yeah, when you asked me to bring it, I have no control on the shirts anymore.
I didn't know that. I figured it was worth a shot.
I design them and Teespring prints them. They handle the shipping and everything.
Yeah.
I need to come up with another shirt.
I
Will you
think
have
that
any
would-
at Brodak's?
What's that?
Will you have any shirts at Brodak's?
No, no, you got to
Okay.
order them offline, online.
Okay.
They got a little show and tell. I
all
found
right.
at Max Products for the Dean's connector. You solder this, it's a little split.
Hold it up.
Hold up higher, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a little split in it,
Yeah, we can see it.
and it fits over the Dean's connector thing. You solder that on, then it's got the pocket for the wire.
Oh yeah.
I don't got it down on there all the way, but I don't know if anybody's tried to solder a round wire on a flat damn thing. It's a pain in the ass. I hate doing Dean's. And I found them on there. You get 10 of them for $2.99, and then it makes it like the X60s or whatever. So yeah, that's my little show and tell.
All right, thanks. Oh, speaking of show and tell, Lynn, I screenshot a picture of your new Nobler off of Naomi's post.
Oh, yeah.
On Stunthangar, so I didn't know if you knew how to screen share or not. So I figured rather than fool around with that, I'd get a copy of it. You want me to show it to them?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
I
I'll
can go
pull
get
it
the
up.
I can go get the airplane if you want.
Oh yeah, that'd be even better.
I'll just go get the plane.
Okay, let me unshare Steve here. Stop presenting. There we go. What you got for flying, Jamie? Have you been out flying anything lately?
Weekend before last in Arkansas, I flew my Twister, and that didn't really go over too well.
Oh, what happened?
Let's see, what did I do? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, here comes trying. I'm trying. I'm letting you in.
Saturday for profile, I flew bad the first flight past the second one. And then Sunday on my hourglass, I came out too wide and on the last corner. It went too low and failed trim my prop. The second flight, I managed to get the pattern in, but I ain't been flying. The weather has been terrible the last few months. And the last time I flew before the Arkansas contest was our other contest like a month before that.
The Twister's been a little snake bit since you first flew it, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't fly bad in Arkansas. I really didn't. But, I mean, I'm just so out of practice. This ain't been flying enough.
Yeah, I'm worried about my endurance when I go to fly on Saturday, if I'm going to be able to make it all the way through the pattern without just getting too exhausted to finish it. But I'll get somebody out there with me to follow on, yes.
Let's see the airplane, Len.
Yeah, here we are. Brodak Nobler, Fox 35, Hemi head, stuffer backplate, 42 ounces.
Wow,
That's a good weight.
Nice.
The finish is all rattle can. But I used the DC 540 first, and it was the old stuff, and it worked amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So I was thrilled with it.
What kind of rattle can paint did you use?
Trim clad rust paint. 3 colors, black, silver, and red.
Yeah.
And just, like 2 days between coats. Basically
nice.
2 coats on everything.
And that's a kit, right?
That's a Brodak kit. Yeah. It 5 pounds of balsa in the box and 3 pounds on the floor.
I was going to say about the nose.
Honest to God.
Show the nose. Hold it.
Show the nose. There you go.
Turn it sideways. Oh yeah.
That looks good.
Nice
Nice.
cowling.
Yeah, I was gonna start mine until I opened it up and there's like 3-inch by 4-inch pieces blocks of bone
Oh yeah,
for the
it's all
turtleneck.
block.
Like,
That
oh
whole
my
kit.
God.
It's all blocks. Honest to God, I had shavings 6 inches deep on the floor. I've never carved so many blocks in a week in my life. If you love carving, this is the airplane for you.
But
If you don't go near it.
You can make some master plugs in the future and use them over and over for different planes.
Yeah.
Just make them extra long, like mix one for the turtleneck on the back side, make another one for the nose,
Yeah. It would be a lot
frontal
easier.
area. Yeah, and you just make them one time and make them extra long because you can squish them in a little bit in and out. You can cut them on a slight angle to match the plans. Just but once you have them, it's just very easy to mold some parts and
Yeah,
just
you
quick
can
and
go a
dirty.
lot lighter too, like that.
But even the tails, they're like 1/2 inch thick balsa, and you carve them down till they're like razor thin. And it just takes a long time. I'm trying to show how thin they are. But yeah,
Yeah.
the standard tapered, nobler tails,
Mhm.
and it just takes a long time to carve it all.
Wow.
But it turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it.
Mm.
I have no muffler on it. What I did is I just did the hole in the cowl with the metal around it the way they suggested. So we'll see what happens.
What engine is that? I forgot.
Fox 35.
Yeah, okay. That's what it's designed for.
But I did Hemi it. I put a Hemi head and a stuffer backplate kit in it. And I have another one, and it runs great. So we'll see how this one works.
Mm-hmm. So I assume you didn't fly it yet.
I'd like to fly it now, but I can't. I can't get on the field. The field's just too wet every day. I'm waiting. I've even got the lines made up for this. The handle, everything's ready to go. I can't get out. I guess if I wanted to drive 4 hours to Toronto, I could, but I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll wait another couple of weeks, or a week anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know I picked up the stab and it's like 3/8 of an inch of balsa wood, and I was like, oh my God.
It's actually a half.
Oh, a half
inch.
Right.
It's a half inch.
And 3/8 of an inch for the elevators. And it's like, holy shit, And it shows all the carving on it and planing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to spend a week just getting shit.
Well, even the top blocks and the bottom blocks, I must have carved for 3 or 4 hours to do the top block and the bottom block, trying to get them down to like 1 ounce each, and hollowing them out and sand some more and carve some more. It's like, oh my God. So you're not just carving the outside. You carve the outside, then you got to carve all the inside too.
Are you using Dremel to carve the inside of it out?
A lot of it, yeah. I use that, and I use the gouging tools on the end of an X-Acto.
Yeah.
I think what I thought about doing is taking and splitting the blocks and then put them back together and then get the shape of it, then cut them out and then be able to gouge with 2 halves instead of trying to get in that little peak.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
It's still, I still think it's a waste of time. You just better off just make a mold and use it over and over again, and you're done carving. Sure.
If I was going to build another one, I would do it that way because the blocks is just too time consuming.
And that's like I said, it really doesn't matter what you're gonna build next. It's an SV, it's another Nobler, it's another whatever, because once you have the block, you can take the shell and just cut it on a slight angle, to match. Or you cut towards the back, make it longer, whatever size you need. If the canopy is forward, you may just make the block longer, or make the nose shorter, or just play with them, just different sizes, and it's very easy to do that, man. Just like how much time you spend to carve this whole thing, plus shape the outside. If you make a mold, you already have to shape the outside anyways, right?
True.
So
you only have to do it once.
Yeah, and you don't have to carve anything inside. And In the past when I did molding, I use some light, regular A grain balsa, and I just put it. I filled up the bathtub with hot water. I throw them inside the hot water, the two pieces, and then let them sit them in there like for 5 minutes or so. And I picked it up in a bathtub and just
Yeah.
stick it to the side of the bathtub. Get some Elmer wood glue and just smear it with your fingers all over the place. Take the second piece, slap it on top of it, and then you put some saran wrap on top of your
Or
mold,
bandages or whatever. Yeah.
Ace band-aids. You're done in 10 minutes.
That's
Seriously. And all you have to do after that, take the block, put it on top of the table, right? And
Yeah.
get a razor blade, put it on top of another block horizontally, glue it to it, and just walk it around. And you have a perfect, nice level. And because there are two pieces that are laminated, they never open up, and they maintain their shape. They don't give it that wavy looking. So it's super easy, man. It's just like you make the mold one time, and after they just go for it.
How do you make the mold an 1/8 inch smaller all the way around? So that's that mold's got to set in. So when you mold it, it meets the outside. It's got to be smaller than.
Of course.
Yeah. You make everything an 1/8 inch smaller on the mold.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yes, that's it.
That way, when you put your sheeting on the mold, it comes out exactly the size you want it.
Yeah, and when you're done with it, you can open up a little bit or close them in a little bit. If you have to fit them a little bit. And 1/8 inch, even if you open them up a little bit and you have a little edge, you can blend it into the side of the fuselage. It really does matter.
Okay.
It maintains its shape over time. It's very stable. It doesn't change shape. I mean, seriously.
I wondered if you sanded a piece of foam to shape on top of the fuselage and then took a saw blade and cut down the middle and then glued them back together, would that almost give you your 1/8 inch all the way around?
It really doesn't matter how you make the mold. It just make it. It really doesn't matter. Even at 1/8 inches, that doesn't matter. Because if you can make the mold to a point, right, like a thin 1/8 inch blade, by just moving the shell back or forth, you fit it. You find a spot where it's going to fit nicely, and you just cut that section off, whatever, and use
Oh, I
that.
see why you're saying making it longer now. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't
because
know that.
it's taper. You can move it back and forth,
Yeah,
and
I
eventually
didn't.
you fit.
Yeah, I didn't get that when you were first saying it. Now I see.
Yeah, and if you make it tall enough and long enough, extra long and extra tall, you can cut any section out of it to match whatever.
Yeah, you can make a shell that you can adjust for almost
Yeah.
any airplane.
Exactly. Yeah. And
My
there
mold
you go.
XL. The stations for the formers are in it, and you just slide a piece of wood in there and sand it to shape. And it's just balsa wood with foam on it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looks good, Sparky.
There you go. It's simple as that. And he can use that
The
over
good
and
thing is
over
that
again.
every top block or bottom block is nice and light then.
Yeah. And it's done in 10 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Beat that.
I can't.
No, seriously. Next time you make a plane of any sort, make the molds. Just one time deal. And
Good
then you're gonna be
idea.
done.
And I'll never regret it.
Yeah, use the blocks, whatever blocks they give you in a kit. Use those blocks to make the molds, because you don't use them anyways.
Hey, Mike.
Good evening. So, how's the project on your airplane engine coming? Did you find out what locked up?
I did, and I was really surprised. We were pretty blown away by what we found when we tore it down.
What did it turn out to be?
Anything that we thought, we didn't know it was a piston or a bearing on the crank. Unfortunately, because it cost more money. The jug came off nice and the piston was beautiful and the inside of the jug was gorgeous. So that was a big disappointment. I was really hoping it was a fried piston because that would have been the cheapest option to fix the motor.
Main bearing.
Yeah, well, not really. Yes. So after we got the jug off and it came off so nice, and we looked at the piston and the piston was beautiful. The inside of the jug was nice. There's carbon on the top of the piston and on the, where you'd expect to find it on the head on the exhaust side, but it was normal. Spark plug was good. It wasn't running lean or rich or anything like that. So it wasn't an oil issue. I was running the correct amount of oil. And like I said, the piston in the jug looked beautiful. So that's not an issue. There was a main bearing that was frozen because a piece of metal got between the counterweight and the case, and that's what fried the bearing. And I've got actually everything laid out if anybody wants to see it. We found the culprit was, so something got between the case. If you look at the case here,
Yeah. Oh, it's
you see all
gone.
the galling,
All scored.
right? And then there's the crank with the counterweight. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a whole bunch of galling there.
Yeah.
On the counterweight on the crank. Now this is all on the stator side too. This is on the magneto stator, whatever you want to call it. This is the stator side. The other side is the prop side with the redrive, and I mean the prop is your flywheel basically. So this is all on the stator side. The counterbalance and the case.
Where did the piece of metal come from? Was that one of the bearing carriers?
No, that's what really surprised us, because the bearing on the prop side is beautiful, and this bearing looks good, but it was frozen, and we were thinking carburetor, like something came loose, a screw from the carb or something like that. Somehow a piece of metal got introduced into it. It's a reed valve engine too, so we checked that. All the screws are there on that. Nothing missing there. And when we did a closer inspection on the jug,
the reeds there?
Yeah, all the reeds are there. All the screws are in the reed. Everything is there. But if you look at the jug, right there,
Ah,
I see it. Yeah.
on the skirt, right on the skirt of the jug, there's a piece of metal missing right there.
Yep.
And that got sucked in between the counterbalance and the case, and that's what caused the motor to seize, and that's what ended up, because once it started galling in there, it sent all kinds of shit into that bearing too. So yeah, that bearing is hosed, but only because that piece on the skirt. That's the only thing we can figure. There's nothing off the carburetor. The reed valve stuff is all. I mean, we inspected everything. That's the only chunk of metal that's missing anywhere that could have got down there in between the case and the counterbalance. And
So what are you gonna do? Get a new cylinder and new bearings?
well, no, I'm not. No, not a new cylinder. I'm putting the piston back in here. We're gonna clean that up. We're gonna feather that in, clean it up. The problem is, so that's why I said I'm sad that it turned out to be what it turned out to be, because it's the most expensive option. That's a new crank with a piston rod on it is $400, and then I'm looking at 2 sets of bearings at $100 for both bearings. But that case is the issue. I don't think I can clean that case up enough.
That makes you wonder about the rest of the case too. Is it got stress fractures or something?
Mike,
Yeah.
you got to think of that as a motorcycle engine, because that's basically what it is. What I would do is take some sandpaper inside the case, clean it up, the crankshaft, take to a motorcycle shop that can true the crank. They got to have a crank stand. I could do it. and get the bearing for the rod, and no big deal. It's not a big deal to size the crank pin and the bearings and have them trued. They got to be trued within 1/10,000th of an
Well,
inch.
what I'm worried about is, okay, the pin for the rod. See it right there?
Yeah, they can press it out.
And then the clearance is here on the side though, too. You know, there's all that. I'm not sure how much of this I can recycle and how much I'm willing to bet my life on it, because it is in a flying machine.
Is that a Rotax?
No, it's not a Rotax. It's called a Simonini. It's Italian.
Uh-huh.
It's an Italian motor. It's a 28 horse single cylinder Italian motor.
So the price just went up double.
Well, yeah, that. But the nice thing, and I've said this before on here, this Simonini motor has been used in powered paragliding for over 20 years, 15, 20 years at least. So all the parts are available. It's still a serviceable motor. Some of these flying machines, they put wacky motors on them for a year or two, and then they stop using them, and you can't get support or parts for them. Everything
eBay
I
can
need
buy another
for
engine and parts.
I can buy. The problem is, like I said, it's $400 for a crank, $100 for bearings. I don't know what the case is. If I get the case, I gotta buy both halves because they're machined together. I just can't get one half. I need seals, bearings. I mean, best case scenario, it's gonna be. I started adding stuff up. It's gonna be about $600. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it's gonna cost me $1,000 if I got to replace a whole bunch of shit. But a brand new motor ready to bolt on is $2,800. So either way, I'm spending $600 or I'm spending $1,000. I don't know.
Well, think about it. Your life is online.
Well, yeah, or I'll just be real careful while I fly and make sure I got an out every time I take off. Make sure I got a safe place to land in case I have another engine out. But yeah, that's the bottom line, is I want it to run and I don't want to have any more breakdowns. But
cycle shop, I'd take buy a snowmobile, or you don't have snowmobile shops down there, but a motorcycle, see what they say. I mean, they might be able to clean it up and rebalance. And
I got plenty of guys that do motorcycle work here. I actually have a friend who owns a motorcycle speed shop and a museum called Cycle Mo's. If you guys are Harley and Indian fans, check out Cycle Mo's, CYCLEMOS museum. He runs a museum here in Nashville, and he builds a lot of trog bikes and racing bikes out of old Harley shit. So I got a guy, I mean, a very good friend of mine that does all this stuff. Just a question of, do I want to try to refurbish these parts or should I put new ones in there? Because it is a flying machine.
I don't worry about was it just a stress fracture in manufacturing, or you can never know why that little chip came off.
Yeah, that's why I'd get a hold of the manufacturer and send them a picture.
Well, there's something called the Big List in powered paragliding, and it's all the PPG guys from all over the world that use all the different equipment and the motors and stuff. And so a forum, we all talk about stuff. The one thing I found that we did find, because we researched for a couple hours, there was a batch of these motors that came out that had a problem with the cranks where they were seizing, but they were seizing on the other side, on the prop side, not the stator side, because there was too much of a side load on the crank with the tension they were putting on the redrive and the belt. So that wasn't my issue. Mine's the other side. I mean, I got a piece of the jug broke off and went in there. So I don't know. It's got 300 hours on it. I've had it 8 or 9 years. I put a lot of time on it, and I haven't had any issues with it ever. This is the first real issue I've ever had with it.
Could you buy a used motor where the cylinder and stuff is trashed, and you can get, buy it cheap and get the case? And
maybe I haven't started hunting down used parts yet, but yeah, if I go on the Big List, I can probably find some guys that maybe case parts and stuff like that. I don't know if I want to do that though. If I want to recycle and buy used parts like I said, worst case scenario, it's $1,000 to put all the stuff that's broken. It'd be $1,000 to put new stuff in it. And since I am flying it, all I got to do is tell my wife I got to put new stuff on there because it's a safety issue, and she'll be like, "Okay, get it." You know.
I'd find out about that jug just so other pieces aren't breaking off while you're flying.
Yeah, I would get a new cylinder.
Yeah, me too. It tells me there's stress cracks or something in that cylinder. It's probably chromed over so you can't see them.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
it's so
even a
clean
case.
inside it. I mean, it's just so clean and beautiful. The wear on it, it doesn't even
No
need
sign of
rings,
slapping.
you know.
No sign of slapping anywhere in there, huh?
Mm-mm. No.
So what do you got? Your top block too, Sparky?
Yeah. Yep. We'll start building another one here.
Are you going to start on another airplane?
Yeah, but for Super Tiger.
You don't think you're going to run the pipe motors, huh?
I don't think so.
How big were your? Didn't you have a Viper that was like for a 46 size or something like that?
I had a PA-65 in Viper number 6 or 7. I can't remember. Wendy got pictures of it. It weighed 49 ounces.
I was gonna say, why not go back to something like that size? It was a beautiful. I remember your Vipers; they were beautiful airplanes, and that would give you the weight you want. You know.
It does. The problem is not in the weight. The problem is in the concentrated weight.
Yeah.
It's that big solid mass up there in the nose. I can feel it. It's aggravating. When you come down, it just doesn't feel like it's going to go around the corner.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you couldn't get some, a different motor or something like that, Super Tiger 46 or something that you liked, and have it nice and light. And
well, that's why I gave up electrics, because of that brick that you're running up there in the nose. I don't like that feeling. Yeah, you can build it. The 49-ounce Viper was nice, but the engine was, you still got 50% of the weight of the airplane is concentrated and fixed. 12 ounces or 11 ounces or whatever the hell that motor weighs, the PA-65 weighs in the nose, plus you got 2 ounces slug under the airplane. And centrifugal force, when you're flying that airplane with that extra 2 ounces underneath it, tends to swing the wing up. You can feel that thing trying to straighten out. I don't know.
saying go like a Merlin 40 on a 49 ounce with a pipe motor. That would be.
I had a Merlin 40 in a Aries, and it was in the low 40s. And like an Aries is made for Fox 35. The end of when you give it, there's no weight up there, so it doesn't feel like it's turning a big brick.
Well, that's what I mean, though. If you stuck the Merlin in that Viper, and you could keep it under 50 ounces, that Merlin pull that thing like nothing with a pipe on it. And it would probably balance well because it only weighs, a Merlin only weighs 8 ounces, a little over 8 ounces. And
I just was on there looking for another 32F, OS 32F motor that's 6.5 ounces. But then you still got 2 ounces of pipe underneath it, so that's 6, 7, that's 8.5 ounces. I don't know. I'll probably put tail weight on the high roller and try to see what it flies like. And if I can get it to turn like I like, I'll take the tail weight off and add some more clear to it. But then I got to fly 18 thousandths lines because I'm already You know, I'm at 62 ounces with that airplane.
You're not gonna put 4 ounces on a tail.
62 I'm at now, 62 and a half. So that's one coat of clear and you're 64 ounces.
But 1 ounce on a tail, it's a huge amount of weight.
Yeah.
And
We're all fighting with the same stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Trying to get lighter, trying to get something that turns better. It's all a fight for performance.
Well, here's the deal like on the Monado. I started out at 62 ounces. Okay, I took 3 ounces off the nose, plus took, you know, an ounce off the landing gear. But then I turned around and added the elevators, and I put it all back on the tail. Now it balances okay, but it's right at 62 again. Take it off the nose and put it on the tail. But I still can fly on the small line. That's
you need to try and get one of those 6-ounce Tiger 60s.
yeah.
Where's the cutoff for the 012 lines?
I'm flying on 14,500 Russian 4-strand lines. They're nice. I got 2 more sets in the mail today. Where'd they go?
No stretch?
Under 42 ounces, I think, is where you can go to 12,000 line.
Well, I don't think I can get there.
Me neither.
I can get below 50, but not below 42.
I also got new flying glasses today.
That'll help.
What kind you get?
These are those tack glasses that I've seen on TV.
Oh yeah, I got
Oh,
those.
yeah.
They're amazing. They're
Is
great.
that the Bell and Howell tack glasses?
Yeah, but you can flip them up.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's
Flip
cool.
them down. They go over top of your glasses.
That's neat.
Those
yes.
tack glasses commercials make me laugh. Those are the goofiest guys playing in the woods with their tack glasses.
I got some more of these control lines for my trimming links. And he sent me this. I don't know what the heck this is about. This is I haven't even opened it. This is I don't know, it's really strange. It's like 3-foot lines or something. I don't know what he wants me to do with this.
Lead outs?
I don't know what they are. It's like a mistake. No, there's 2 lines in there. Both, you know, I don't want to unroll them here, but there's not a whole lot of wraps on the thing, so it can't be very many feet. They might have got thrown there by mistake.
Well, maybe you can go order a 60-foot set of lines and add 3. Now you're 63 foot.
Yeah, glue them together.
I got 63s here, 62s here, 64s, and 65s in the box.
Right. Then you just hook on them with 2 little hooks, and now you got 67s or whatever you wanted.
Need to put 2 sets of lines together, see how it works. 104 foot. Give you plenty of time in the maneuvers.
Yeah, you're gonna eat that plane.
You can go back to the
But you guys have tried these tack glasses. They do work, huh?
Yeah, I haven't tried them. I was curious about them though. I've been seeing the commercials on TV about them.
I wonder if you know, if you look into the sun. I know that the ones I got, Samantha, them things are crazy. That you can look right into the sun and it doesn't bother you.
Right, they're welding glasses. It's like the ones I used to wear, but everything's green.
Now
Mine
these-
are basically the same as those, but they don't flip up. They're just solid. They work good.
yeah, I can't think of the name of the glasses. They were selling them at the Nats and stuff. That guy was there.
Last year I used number 4 welding, snap-on welding glasses. And yeah, you can look at the sun, but everything's green.
Yeah, it's bad when your orange airplane's green.
Everything. It looks like an old, remember when we were kids, the old TV, black and white,
Oh yeah.
back when it used to, and it had that green tint to it. That's what it looks like. Everything's green, black and white, green.
Monochrome.
I don't know.
I was flying yesterday, and on the first flight, I'm going right through the sun in a wing over, and I'm just blinking, trying to get reacquainted to the to the environment before I pull out. Right? Just,
Yeah,
Where is it?
remember, it's a good idea to just close one eye when you fly through the sun, if you think fast enough.
yeah, it's like it was cloudy, and it was a little hole in the clouds. So I'm just coming out. The little hole was
Oh,
just
blammo,
enough for the
gotcha.
sun. And I would go right through. Blah, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that's kind of unnerving when all of a sudden you just can't see for a second.
Mhm.
I think the ones Samantha has are Zurich glasses. But yeah, I tried all the different welding glasses and brazing glasses and all that kind of stuff. And
Yep.
Well, you can look at the eclipse with the welding glasses I had on.
Yeah, my son Al bought a welding helmet that he used it to watch the eclipse with, and it's pretty cool. It switches on and off immediately, and you can set the sensitivity of it to however you want it.
oh,
Bring my hood there to fly. I snap my hood.
yeah, yeah, the big screen.
Yeah.
And you fly by, it goes tink and just knocks down for you. And as you come out on the other side, it goes back. And
Yeah.
You look like Darth Vader out there flying.
they'd call you helmet head, but
Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd show top and bottom to the guys that were asking. This is the top, this is the bottom. And like Doran was saying, you can use them for different models. But I always make a specific one for each airplane I'm building. Doesn't take long.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is about one night's work for both of these, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And I see you're using some kind of foam too, so should be quick.
Yeah, I use a piece of RC 3/8 on the bottom. RC wood, 10-pound wood, balsa, so they're light. And then put the formers wherever I want them. Fill it full of foam and sand it to shape and Z-epoxy it. Like I say, it don't take long.
Done deal. Yeah.
You don't even have to Z-epoxy them, but if you're going to use them over and over again, you Z-epoxy them.
Yeah. So, or what I found that works very well, Sparky, is just saran wrap, cling wrap.
Yeah.
You just get somebody else to put some cling wrap, put it on top of it. You're done. I mean, nothing's gonna touch it, and
Well,
it
I use
peels right off.
anyway when I glue 2 pieces of 16 together, so it doesn't have a catastrophic lockup on the mold.
Yeah, yeah. That or wax paper, either one works fine. Yeah. So yeah, I had to put.
Itching to build something here. I got nothing to do. Now that all the airplanes are done, I got to build something.
There'll be some free flights.
Yeah. I got my order of wood coming to Joan also.
You're going to
up at Joan Hall.
What?
Is Tom Morris going to show up at Joan Hall?
Yeah.
sounds like it's gonna be interesting and a pretty busy contest over there.
It's unbelievable. You're coming, right?
Yes, I am.
You won't believe it.
Yeah.
The money there is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like I was watching just a preview on a flight line one of the days over there, and you're looking at perhaps $1 million easily on a flight line. just plain
Wow.
sitting there.
Uh.
Yeah, I don't think you're breaking a sweat. Yeah, there are planes over there that are worth at least $10,000-15,000
Oh yeah,
easy. I mean,
that's
look,
why you see them hit the ground.
yeah.
Yeah, some of those companies fly in cargo boxes full of RC stuff and pull them out there on semi trucks.
Mhm.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
If you ever get to go, Len, you won't believe it.
I believe you. That's unreal.
It-
We're gonna. It
How-
makes me want to try and do that next year instead of going to the nets because I can't afford to do everything.
I'm going to do another movie of this, and I'm going to try to do a better movie than I did last year, which was a short one. I mean,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
I'll take my camera down to the RC flight line and down to all the booths.
walk through the RV park.
Yeah, I would need a car to drive around.
Us when we used to shoot, we called it the $1 Million Mile, and there'd be these Prevost motorhomes pulled in, just one right after another,
Mhm.
and $500,000 is what it cost before they put anything in them. That was just the chassis and the shell.
Well, there's about 200 or 300 of those there.
Yeah, that's why we call it the $1 Million Mile, because you had a mile worth of them things parked there. And we were talking to this guy who pulled in, and he ended up pulling way on the end by where we were staying because he was one of the last ones in there. We asked him, how long he was going to be there to shoot, and he goes, I'm not here to shoot. He goes, they had me drive this in from Arizona, so they paid the guy to drive the motorhome there and park it, and then he stayed in a motel for a week while it was there. And I said, oh, the other people are gonna stay it up. He goes, no, they'd never sleep in this. He goes, they're at the Hilton, whatever, in a penthouse. They use this just during the day in between your shoots to have
Jesus.
some place to have a drink and be air conditioned.
Wow.
Like, oh my God, they bring a $2.5 million motorhome there just for lunchtime. It's like, damn.
That's unreal.
I gotta go to bed. I'll see you. I only got 2 more days. I'll see you in Jonah.
All right, yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
there.
Have a good one, Sparky.
Night.
Did you get the elevators repainted and sanded and polished and
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go.
cool?
Okay.
All right. See you
Night,
there.
night.
Bye.
All right, good night.
Rusty, you going to Georgia in August?
No, I'm not planning on it. I'll be just fresh back from the beach about the time that comes along, so I'll need a down week.
Cool, cool. I know Dorn will be there. Already heard.
It's in his backyard.
Yeah.
So, Rich, how far did you get on your airplane? I
What,
see
right here?
you got it all glued up.
Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Hey, anybody know if you can still buy Ambroid in the orange and white tube anymore? Is it gone?
I seen a guy on Facebook with a box of it earlier. He was talking about selling some.
Yeah, it's probably old stuff though. Okay, Rich, I got you on camera.
There's the dagger.
That looks nice.
Oh man, yeah, that's looking good. I got it presented to everybody.
Block to put on. Oh, the top block's already on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What engine?
Stalker 51 rear exhaust.
Perfect.
that's sharp. Now, what is that? Just primer on the fuselage right now?
Yeah. It's painted cranberry. Same color as the purple
Yeah,
or the maroon on the wings. It's called cranberry.
that looks good.
So you just got to sand the primer and then.
Yep. Yeah, sand the prime. I'll probably spray it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
What you got on the wings? Silk span?
It's supposed to rain again and shit. I think.
Chinese monocoat.
Uh,
Feel
Conoco,
Kodak stuff.
Dolly Dagger.
Hobby King.
The landing gear and the fuse or the wing?
It's a fuse mount gear, isn't it, Dick?
Pardon?
Fuse mount gear, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
It's going to end up fairly light.
Oh,
Careful.
You bust the tail off, it'll even be lighter.
Oh, the rear span on that tail's 27 inches. He's got
wow.
a huge
That's the size
span.
of my baby flight streak wing.
Yeah. Because yesterday I was playing with half A's and got all the half A because the Tour de Michigan's next Saturday.
Coming Saturday or a week from Saturday?
No, next Saturday, the 18th. Yeah, 18th.
Help out.
Yeah. Because we're running slalom, one stunt, 15 speed, half A speed.
Can't do loops on the slalom anymore, though, right?
Now
I
Pat
got
killed
you presented, Jamie. Show us what you got there.
What's that wing for?
That's the Tom Dixon Vector 40.
Nice.
Profile Vector 40 wing.
Yeah.
Got it. Epoxied up. Just need to get some fiberglass for the seams, and then I can get rolling with it. But man,
You buy one of the Vector kits from Tom.
yeah.
Looks good.
I built two of them. They're beautiful flying airplanes.
I just finished a Dixon Cardinal 60. It's almost done. Got the wing from him.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to do this by myself, I assure you. That was a learning curve doing this Saturday morning.
Got to get it straight.
Oh yeah, thankfully my buddy has a jig, and it pretty much, after we trued up the trailing edge and then got the bell crank mounted in, once we got it epoxy, set it in the jig, brush on the epoxy, set it and forget it.
Yeah. Join the wing heads, just put it in a piece of angle iron. Set the trailing edge in angle iron, you're dead nut straight.
Yeah, my buddy got a jig. What it is, it's a I don't know if y'all can see it, but this board, say like this board right here, got a V cut in it, and it has two sticks on each end. So whenever you set the halves together again in the jig, eye it off, get the epoxy, and fold the two sticks on each end. Hold it with a rubber band, tape, whatever. It doesn't move, and here we go.
Yeah.
There's many different ways to do it.
Yeah, I just take a piece of parchment paper and stick it in a piece of channel iron or angle iron and tape one half in, glue it up, and slide the other one, and a couple pieces of tape, and they're dead nuts.
All right, let me weigh it. Let me weigh it. I'm curious.
Hey, Jamie, did you get any bites on those Thunder Tiger 36s you got for sale?
Man, I sold them 10 minutes after I posted them.
You hustler.
Wow.
You're a hustler, man. I know where you got those.
You know how much I spent on them?
As soon as I saw them for sale, I was like, oh, Jamie bought those from that guy that had that box of dirt engines on there, and he gonna flip them and make some money. I'm like, way to go, hustler.
Hold on.
Contest money, right? Airplane money, right?
Mhm.
Got them actually right here. I forgot to mail them out today. And this is a total shock to me. But needless to say, a little more than doubled what I spent on them.
There you go, man. That was a good catch, man.
I mean, I got them with zero intention of actually, using them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really have no use for a Thunder Tiger 26 at all. I mean, 36.
I knew you were flipping them. As soon as you asked him about them, you're like, I want those 36s. And I was like, I'll bet you in a week I see those You know what, Jamie? It kind of wonders. It makes me wonder what you paid for the 25 LA that I bought from you a while ago.
Actually, even money. I made nothing on it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. But no, man, there ain't nothing wrong with hustling a little bit and making some cash, man.
Oh no, I mean, especially when opportunity knocks.
I would have been a player, man, but I got like 9 of those things. So.
And I figure somebody in the combat community would have wanted them.
Actually, we don't use them on combat. It's a ringed ball bearing engine, so not many guys. I think guys have played around with a Thunder Tiger 36, and they'll run like stink. But Dick will probably agree with me on this: that the ringed engines don't start hot well. So, and you don't want the weight of a dual ball bearing engine combat plane if you can avoid it.
I mean,
So what do they run them in generally?
They make great stunt engines if you
set them up right. Okay.
Yeah, and they're a hot carrier motor too for 36 carrier.
Yeah, carrier guys use them a lot.
Yeah. My buddy John has one in a Sabre carrier plane. He got in a raffle. But I mean, the compression. I mean, looking at it, it's like, oh man, this thing gonna. In the pictures, I didn't have my hopes very high. And I'm like, yeah, I'll make like $10 off of it. But man, once I strapped on a prop to it last night, this motor has some very good compression, a lot of rollback. But this one, it feels like it's never even been ran. That's how insane it is.
Well, then you gave them away at 120 for the pair, because I mean, a new one is. If you can find a new one, they go about 125 right now.
Yeah, which I mean, these things are used. You could just tell. I mean,
you
got scratches and scuffs and
some ugly looking ones on the outside, but they're so snappy and so good. You don't care, you know. Who cares what the outside looks like? They can get ugly if they're just stored in foam in the box, you know, from the oil on the foam.
Yeah, that packing gets stuck to it over the years.
I've got brand new motors that look like hell because they were, you know, in the packing foam stored. And of course, they got a light coating of oil on them at the factory. So you can have a brand new motor that looks like hell because the foam melted to the side of the case.
Yeah, I got one MP Jet Czechoslovakian 061, and it had black foam in it. When it was new, it was probably fine, but I don't know how old it is, but it was powdered and it was in everything. It was all inside the engine. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've seen the box that these motors came out of. There's motors on top of motors and that thing.
Yeah, I know. It was, yeah.
It threw me off when I got them, you know, seeing that both cases are different.
Well, is one just a pro and one just a Thunder Tiger? Or
They're both pros.
They're both pros?
Yeah, that's kind of threw me off. But this one, the compression is freaking insane.
Yeah, I can get that over the internet.
I mean, I actually got
Sounds really tight.
Yeah, don't flip it dry too much like that. That's not good for it.
Sure,
oh no, it's got some all in it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
It's got some.
Are those going? And you put those up on control line classifieds, so control line guys getting those, right?
Yeah. Control line guys getting it. I posted it on RC groups, and then a control line guy. Well, I guess he's a control line guy. Some dude, the name or his email is Model Engine Man or something like that. So he's probably going to end up flipping it. You know, who knows? Not my problem anymore.
Yeah, those 36s, even on RC groups, man, they don't last long if they're under $100. You know.
Yeah.
They're pretty desirable motors because you can't get them anymore, you know.
I have a Thunder Tiger 45 with a muffler on it from Randy Smith, retimed, reworked, and stuff like that. Hardly ever used it. I think it's brand new as well.
It's a 45?
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's a 45 Thunder Tiger Pro from Randy Smith. rework, retimed. I have a nice muffler for it. Everything is just like it's a new motor basically.
You ran it a few times,
If that,
just on the bench or in an
pretty
airplane?
much. I was on a plane on a couple of flights. That's it.
And you didn't like it, or it was too heavy, or didn't run right, or
I started to run fly the ASVs after that.
okay.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, but the motor is brand new basically.
Yeah, they're a good motor. It was just a, basically a clone of OS.
Let's see.
Rusty, what you tapping away on there? You got some YouTube guys out there?
Yeah, I'm talking to Pat's Place and Jack Snavely, and we were talking about Ambroid glue and stuff like that, segment, stuff like that.
Oh, I can get Ambroid at our hobby shop. They still make it. And when I was there last week, he had a brand new box full.
Really? Okay. I thought they were out.
No,
I hadn't bought any since the early 2000s.
what are you using it for? To glue the model together, or?
That's a plastic modeler.
Oh, they
So-
use Ambroid on plastic?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know I did when I was a kid. Now it would eat the plastic if you weren't careful. You know, when we were kids, we used to leave fingerprints burned into them and stuff. But
I remember well.
Yeah, me too.
This wing is 8.5 ounces. As it
That's
is
awesome.
right.
That's good.
Whereas this wing, as it is, which is the original wing I was building,
here comes Ferraro. Let's see. Now, wait a minute. We got more than one person trying to get in.
6.5 ounces.
Let's see. Where are you, Al? There you are. Hang on, Al. I'll be right with you. There we go.
Hey, Al.
Hey, buddy.
Hi guys,
Al,
Hey,
how you doing?
hello.
How's things going?
Good.
Pretty good. We're just cruising along on a Monday night.
That's good.
got a good crowd tonight, Rusty.
Yeah, we do have a good crowd. We got 9 or 10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's 8 of us now, and we got 14 on the tube. So that's pretty good.
Awesome.
And the sound is tolerable tonight.
Beautiful.
It took,
Best
me a
I've
while,
had.
it took me a while to log in. It kept on, the front page kept on loading.
Yeah, it can get a little glitchy sometimes. It's been more of a hassle. I have to start early before a show to make sure it's not going to lock up at the last minute and preload everything.
This is the best that's worked for me yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You still using Internet Explorer, or are you?
No, we went back to Chrome.
Oh, good. That makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it?
Yeah, I went back to Chrome.
I think that's what Bob Hunt needs to use. He called me. We've been playing phone tag. He called me while I was in dialysis today, and I couldn't talk. So I'm going to try to get him to where he can come in and not have so much trouble. He had to just log. He gave up and logged out the other night, and that's kind of frustrating. Hate to see how.
He uses a Mac though.
Say what?
I think he uses a Mac.
Yeah, he does. And I guess he's using their browser, which is a Safari, isn't it? Is that what Mac's browser is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got to go to Chrome because
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Bob's problem is. I need to talk to him though. Maybe I'll call him tomorrow.
Yeah, Internet Explorer didn't work worth a damn for me.
No, it's on the list of ones that will not work for this.
Okay, and it doesn't.
Yeah, Edge supposedly works, but I don't think it works very well. And nobody uses Edge except for Cortana. Hey, thanks a lot. Al just got a super chat donation. don't you,
Got another show and tell, Russ. It's not airplane related, but it's shop related.
that works.
That makes it airplane related.
It does. Okay. We got you.
I just put a screen door on my shop on
Oh yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Mhm.
Yeah, so did I. It's awesome.
the single bay door to the shop. I've got a bug repellent screen now because let me tell you what, man, the June bugs and the mayflies have been freaking killing me in here for the last month. So we just got a little Yankee chain there. Let me get the right beads here. And then Bob
Nice.
Sweet.
What a great idea.
Awesome.
goes all the way up to the header. There's a cassette up there on the top where it locks in, and then bam, you're there. And then I don't know. I'll show. Let me turn the outside lights on. Maybe we can get a look.
I tell you what, the mosquitoes down here will still get through that. They'll rip it off and come after you.
So I lost 2 inches on each side of the garage door because this is the track. This is the original opening for the door.
Yeah.
So it comes in 2 inches there, and then well, you can't really see it because it's dark. But there's a cassette that goes up. Nothing on the floor until it comes down. You get the right bead here.
I got a question. Now, if you have the screen down and somebody would accidentally hit the main garage, will they hit
Hit the main what?
the main garage door opener?
No, no. I can close my garage door with the screen.
Yeah, it looks
down.
like good
It's not a
clearance
problem.
there.
But
Oh,
you don't
okay.
have a barrier across the bottom till she's all the way down, and you lock her in, and then you got your kicker down there. But no, the garage door track is right here, and it's oh Christ, there's 8 inches between the screen and that.
Oh, okay.
The garage door can come down and not hit that at all. It
Cool.
I've been wanting one.
That's
for a long
awesome.
time. I've traveled for a few years. I used to rig up like 2 bug zappers right outside the door just to keep them from getting in the shop, but that only catches so many of them. And the June bugs were so bad this year. I finally broke down and I researched everything. I looked at the, what do they call it? The magnet tracks or something like that screen.
Yeah.
With the magnets and the Velcro and all
Yeah,
that.
we got that on our back door on the porch.
Well, all the reviews I read on it said it's not good for a really big opening and it comes down all the time and it opens up. And then I looked at some really tricky ones which go right under your garage door, and they're trifold, and they even have a man door in them. You can walk in and out. It's got a frame for a screen door so you can actually come in and out. But those things were like $1,800. They
Holy
were crazy
shit.
money. This cassette deal is kind of the middle of the road. It's not the cheapest one, but it's not the most expensive one. It was under $500 for a 1 bay door.
Did you say where you got it? Did you get it Home Depot or something?
A 2 bay door, because they make them that go 18 feet or 17 feet for a 2 bay garage door. They're about $900 for that one. They're like twice as much. And I would say I don't know how good they would be on a door of that size, because I think there's a lot of opportunity if it's really windy, for the wind to screw with that screen, because there's no support in the middle of it.
No.
There's no support in the middle. That's a pretty long span to have screen across, I think. But for an 8 or 9 foot opening, it's plenty. I'm sure one of my kids is going to ride their bike through it. And they'll pay dearly for it.
Yes, they will.
But hey, Mike, what you got to do is take some blue masking tape and put an X on it.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that. Me and my buddy, when we were putting it up, we were like, we should put masking tape across it, flagging tape, maybe spray paint it, but I don't want to paint it because it might melt the screen.
Tape's a good idea. It's easy to put on and take off.
Ideally, though, I don't think the kids are ever going to go through it, because the only time I need it is at night when I'm in the shop. When the fluorescents are on in the shop, that's when I need it to keep the bugs out. During the day, it's not an issue. So I don't think the kids are gonna. I'll probably be the one to screw it up. You know, it won't be the kids. It'll be me.
You
I'll
gotta,
You'll
probably,
have
I'll be
engine
carrying something,
fly off a test stand and bore a hole through it or something.
or I'll be moving something around, maybe turning an airplane around, or moving a mini bike or something, and then I'll be the one to rip it. So
Shoot the Dynajet through it.
yeah, melt it. But I'll tell you what, if any of you guys have garages that you work outdoors in the summertime and bugs are a problem, that to me, that's my Father's Day gift right there. Father's Day isn't until next month. That's my Father's Day present right there. So very happy with it.
the other thing, if you use a bug zapper or a carbon monoxide generator, you want to put them about 100 feet from where you're at because they do attract bugs. And I could never convince my mom and dad of that. When they were at the lake, they hung their bug zapper right by the awning. They're like, that damn thing don't work. There's all kinds of bugs around here. I'm like, well, hell, you're calling them from 3 miles away.
Yeah, they gotta be a little ways away from the area you're trying to protect.
About 100 feet is about, if you can go that far, because yeah, then they'll head out in your backyard and away from where you're at.
Yeah.
I had a good flying session yesterday, and the one thing that I took out of it is that I just it's like I was a different person. It's like I was zoning out, and I was much more focused, and I was starting to see things, and it's like I was spectator as I was flying, almost. So a completely different thing, but it was really good. It was really good.
You were zoning out and seeing things. Can
No,
I
no.
get some of that? Can you bring that to Joan? Because I'd like to try that. I'd like to try me some of that.
Well, hey, it's legal to grow hemp now in Georgia, so.
What were you drinking before you went flying?
I don't think he was drinking.
No. It felt really good. Just like it just felt good.
Was it
Just
transcendental? Were you like standing outside the circle watching yourself fly? Did you leave
no,
your body?
no, it's kind of like two in one. If you look on the background, you fly the plane on the background, and you just make it's just very easy to do that. But at the same time, you kind of follow the plane as well. Kind of, it's like I sometimes I fly one way, sometimes I try the other way. But this time I was just like kind of switching back and forth between them with such ease, and I was just putting the plane exactly where I wanted to go, and so it was kind of one of those days. I was like, wow.
So will you use that method at Joan to win expert?
I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, but the thing is, like, the thing that I took out of it is that now that I start to practice, I feel like I'm making a transition to like going into a different world now, per se, and with the flying ability, I'm at that point, experimenting with things and trying new things. So we'll try to see, okay, is this working? Is it not working? I try one thing. I try to fly with a hand straight out to with a hand here. Which one do I like more? What's best? What's worse? Kind of try different things. Try to find myself.
Yeah,
So
well, you're refining your flying skills, which is what I guess all of us do over time. And
Mhm.
in every class, you try to refine your stuff to get better and get to the top. But
For sure.
you're at the top class, so you got to find every edge you can to get
Mhm.
every point you can on every flight to get all the way to the tippy top. Because you're an expert. So
Yeah.
you gotta.
The biggest secret I've found is don't give away the easy marks.
Exactly.
Don't give away the easy ones. The inverted flight, the takeoff, the landing. These are easy marks if you practice them, and they're easy to practice. Don't give those marks away.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do a square 8 every day. It's hard to do a good clover every day. But a takeoff or an inverted flight, as you fly more, it should get
Level
easier
flight.
to do them.
Level flight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Those are the easy marks. Don't give them away.
Yeah.
I see guys when I'm judging, they'll take off and they're flying around at 10 feet. And I'm going, why are you flying up there? You're giving away marks.
Right.
Now you're starting a maneuver at the wrong height, or you're just getting to the height where you need to be before you start your next maneuver. Don't do it. Fly at 4 to 6 feet all the time when you fly level.
Yeah, Len, you're preaching to the choir there with Sam, because I am beating Sam up every time he takes off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, why did you take off in 10 feet and go right up to 8 feet? I'm like, take off smooth and keep it at 6 feet. You should never get above 6 feet on your takeoff. Don't do this.
Yeah.
But I keep trying to tell, and he just keeps doing it. And I think the reason is because the couple times I had him when I was out there with him and told him to take off real smooth, he was trying to keep it so level that he scooped the prop.
Doinked it. Yeah.
He touched the prop, and now he's
Yeah.
gun shy. He's gun shy. He thinks if he doesn't get it off the ground, he's going to hit the prop. So there's a learning curve.
It's a fine line. Yeah.
There is a fine line, but that hop off and go thing, I don't know.
Some big wheels help with that one. Just
Yeah.
learning how to do rollouts.
I think I'm just going to stand behind him. And every time he does it, I'm going to smack him in the back of the head.
Pretty good, Mike. I was watching this video.
Pop him.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking good.
I'm just
I
kidding.
saw some of your Facebook video. He's looking good. He's getting them corners.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well, Al. I'm pretty stoked with how he's flying.
Yeah.
Even in combat too.
Okay, yeah.
Some nice matches at Brodak, following people through figure eights and stuff like that without
That's
doing
awesome.
stupid. So yeah, he's gonna. If you get to fly him at Brodak, you'll be able to talk him through and have fun with. Just say, hey Sam, let's do figure eights and chase each other, and he'll be able to do it with you. And you can say make them smaller, make them bigger, and he'll follow your direction. Because we worked on that. He was doing a really big one time when we were chasing each other. I'm like, okay, make them smaller, make them as small as you can, and let's chase each other. All right, now make them like medium size.
Okay.
So he can do it in different sizes.
Right. Okay.
I think if he's flying somebody and they're like, hey, all right, the 8s are good, but those are way too big. Let's make them all. He'll take direction and do that. Which is what he needs. He needs to fly against other people than me. And Phil was really good with him. Phil flew him at Huntersville. And,
Yeah. Phil's contest is this Sunday at Hershey. Phil's contest is this Sunday at Hershey.
Yeah, we're going to be in Joe Knoll. We're leaving for Joe Knoll Wednesday. So we'll be flying. We'll be doing the stunt clinic on Thursday with Derek, Randy, and Dave Fitzgerald. We'll be flying profile, and I get to debut the half A because we're flying half A at Joe Knoll.
Okay. How's that working? Did you get it? Did you get your flight trimmed?
I did. I flew it. I got it trimmed out the way I wanted it. I still need to put longer lines on it. And Al, it was actually so windy the day we went and flew. I wind flew it for 2 solid minutes after the engine quit.
Wow.
I did figure eights for 2 straight minutes with no engine. Just
Oh, wow.
back and forth. But yeah, so
Did
Joe
you get-
Knoll, I'll get to fly it. And
Okay, you didn't get to put a pattern in on it yet?
do what?
Did you do the full pattern yet with it?
I did most of the maneuvers from the pattern, but it was pretty windy the day I test flew. So
Yeah.
I didn't do the overhead 8s, and
Right.
I didn't do the clover just because I was afraid of getting blown out on the sides, you know.
It's been horrible here too. Rain, wind. I went out Saturday with a couple guys, and I flew. One of my friends built that the Bearcat. Yeah, it's that twin boom, long nose looking thing.
Uh-huh.
And I flew it, and it was so windy. I was scared to fly because it was windy and the wing is so big, and I couldn't. I was flying my Nobler earlier with a Brodak 40, and I was getting blown out of everything. I couldn't do the pattern, and then he wanted me to fly that, and so I just flew it level and get a flight on. Then we had to make a trim adjustment with it, and the wind calmed down a little bit, and I flew it, and I did three inside loops with it. I wasn't pushing it, wasn't my plane, but it did three inside loops nice. So now it did a little trimming for him, tip weight and lead out guides, and now it's all up to him. But if that flew pretty good.
Well, I'm not super concerned about how it does at Joe Null, because really Joe Null is going to be I can test it more and get it better for Brodaks, because I think that's where the real competition is going to be this year for half A stunt is Brodaks. So I'm looking at Joe Null as a test. I'll get to fly a little more and get tuned up for Brodaks. But yeah, we'll be at Joe Null on Wednesday, Thursday for stunt camp. Friday will be half A stunt and profile, which Sam will fly profile on Friday, and we got PA on Saturday. So
that's a full day.
Yeah, this is like an extra contest.
Having a trailer full of planes
in between Huntersville and Brodaks, because usually we go to Huntersville, we have no contest, and then we show up at Brodaks. So it's nice we're getting to skip out and go to Joe Null. I emailed Sam's teachers because he missed 2 days for Huntersville, and he's going to miss 2 days for Brodaks, or for Joe Null. I emailed the principal not to ask permission, but just to tell her that he was going to be absent. And she asked why, and I told her about the model aviation and that he's a junior national champ. He stays in modeling, he can get some scholarship money, blah blah blah. And she emailed me back and she said, I had no idea Sam was involved in such an interesting hobby. Your days are all excused. So
great opportunity.
Yeah, said it was a great opportunity and an interesting hobby. So she excused, 4 days for to go to contest in May. She excused. That's a big deal, man.
It's highly educational too, on every level.
Yeah.
So.
Just imagine how many kids she sees that have no opportunity. That's why she sees it as being a great thing for him.
Yeah.
Right. Steve, I mentioned Samantha in my email because she asked why he was missing these days. And so I said the model aviation, and we compete in contests. And I said, our good friend Samantha Hines just represented the United States on the U.S. team and got an opportunity to go to France. And she got a little bit of scholarship money for college as well. And I think those two things kind of hit with the principal, that because I said we're not just flying toy airplanes. This is educational, and it's not just going to fly toy airplanes. And she was down with it, So.
Well, Samantha did a thing for the school board. Brought her airplanes in, told them about them all, and all that kind of stuff.
So they knew.
Yeah, they knew, so she could have it off, and they'd give her assignments ahead of time, and
I'm breaking the principal in now. I'm Sam is 10, and I'm letting the school know now that he's involved in this, and he's going to be missing some days, But his grades are good enough, and he tests well enough, and his report cards are good enough. Like I said, when I sent the email, I wasn't asking for permission. I was telling him he was going to be gone.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, it gets harder when they get older. They got finals.
I'm sure. I
That's
know.
that's what really hurts on some of that. But yeah, it's like this time right now with Joel Nall, junior high and high, especially high school. This is the week of finals.
Yeah.
And this week and next week, and it's just a deal where some of them you have one finals. So that's all there is to it.
I get all that. And actually, for Samuel, this week, tomorrow is all his last big test, Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
And then he's in school Thursday, Friday, and 2 days next week, which are 4 days of nothing.
Right. Yeah.
They're not learning anything. One day's field day, one day's a field trip, the other day's a pizza party. They're not doing school, so he might as well be out flying airplanes as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's, exactly. And that's what I argued with, because I called the school board and stuff and said, hey, here's all the finals, and the last 3 days are half days. They do nothing. They're going to already have their books in. Why can't she take finals on them days? They're nothing days. They just show up to fill the calendar so they get their money per kid. And I argued with them because that's crazy.
Well, so far the school has been supportive of Sam's modeling stuff. So I just hope we're establishing that relationship that Sam is in model aviation. We're going to go to contests, and it may interfere with school, and hopefully they'll see it for what it is.
Yeah.
That it can present some opportunities for him later on.
I know it. It doesn't matter now if they're in football or soccer or whatever. They can go to all these tournaments, miss all this school. It ain't no big deal. And that was my argument. But yeah, get them involved in, this is a sport, just like football and soccer and basketball and stuff like that. So that's what we did. We went in front of the school board. After that, it was a deal to where they're like, wow, we didn't realize she put this much work in it. And we brought in her new airplane.
Had they ever seen a model airplane or known kids participate in that?
That's all they know about is RC. Some of the guys there, RC, and then, when you said control line, they're like, that's like a big Cox model. Okay, yep. A big Cox model. But they're older, they still remember Cox stuff, some of the guys. But yeah, the women, they had no idea. But, yeah, so it went over pretty good. We didn't have, they even would let us fly at the end there, and we never did, on the school parking lot because it was paved.
Yeah, we never did do that, did we?
No, well, Samantha got used to flying on. It didn't bother her to change from grass to pavement. It never bothered her to nail a corner over top of asphalt. And once they finally get rid of that fear, it's just air.
Yeah, that's still a thing with Sam, man. He was worried at Huntersville that he was going to have to fly on the asphalt, And I'm like, you're not. I said, intermediate is always flown on the grass. Don't worry about it. But he has that fear because he wrecked 2 airplanes on the L-pad last year at the Nats.
Yeah.
He crashed 2 airplanes on the asphalt. And he broke a muffler, thank God he didn't break any lugs or damage a case or anything like that. But he did break mufflers. So that's in his head. If I crash on the asphalt, I'm really going to tear some stuff up.
Well, that's like Samantha whacked that prop and went in and peeled her airplane and took off the needle valve. He put it back up and she flew okay. But they got to get over the asphalt deal.
Yeah, you can't be scared of it. It's no different than flying over grass. That's what I keep telling them.
They break. I don't give a shit if you're flying over
water.
When they go in, they break.
Yeah. Well, but anywho, I'm glad Sam and I are going to get the opportunity to hit Joe Nall. It should be quite an experience. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Good primer for Brodax anyway. And I'm tuning that half A just for you, Al.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you.
We started building our new ships.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's coming along. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
How
there's
much
a few
time? How much time you gonna have to test fly before Brodax? You gonna
about a week.
ETA?
Yeah, it's on hold now for a week. My buddy's on vacation, so we're on hold.
Okay.
You know, so it's but we should have it done right before Brodak, enough time. If not, I'll fly to, you know, I got backups.
All right. I liked just to go off model airplane topic for a second. I liked Carolyn's billboard on Facebook. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, yeah, I got a busy week. She has Friday night, she's singing. Saturday night, Friday night, she's singing in down the shore, Jersey Shore. Then Saturday, she's singing PA in Bethlehem, PA. And then I got a combat contest in Hershey, PA. So I'm going to be running all over the place.
I watched two of her shows the other day.
Someday we're going to see Al's daughter winning a Grammy.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'd like to thank my dad, Al.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, you saw she didn't even mention me. She said, "Mom."
Yeah.
On that billboard sign.
Say mom. Okay.
You know, my friends, don't forget about your dad. You know.
I'm gonna have my son is gonna come with me to join all. So this.
How old is he?
He's 9.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's right. And we're going to bring airplanes and teach him to fly inverted. We're bringing some of Sam's shit. We're going to bring some junk airplanes and we're going to get him doing figure eights and flying inverted.
He needs to learn how to fly normal flight first.
That's fine. Listen, here's the deal. I'll bring airplanes for him to crash, but you can't be in the circle with me when I'm talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to be me and him.
He's good. It's fine with me.
I'm gonna take the dad pressure off of it. It's
Mhm.
gonna be me and him. I'm gonna be his flying buddy and tell him it's okay to wreck all this shit and just have fun. And that's what we're gonna do.
That sounds great.
I'll bring 2 airplanes for him to crash. 2 ready to fly.
Wow.
Crash, and we'll just do what we can while we're there.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
You also got Will and everybody helping the kids too, flying the ring rats. You can do some of that because they got throttles on them. You know, they'll help them out.
Yeah, just fly the first flight, level lap, regular. Next flight, level laps, inverted.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. We'll get
Right off the bat and get them to learn both ways right off the bat. I mean, it's really the easiest way.
Yeah.
Him like I taught Sam. I'll smack him in the back of the head every time he gets something wrong.
Works for me. You know what?
Naomi doesn't like it when I do that. I don't understand.
Well, because you're hitting a woman, Len. You're not supposed to hit a woman.
She keeps breaking airplanes, and I keep smacking her in the back of the head. She doesn't like it.
Hit her harder.
You might want to spank her. She might like it.
Yeah.
That's probably a better idea, Trey.
I'll bring the 2 bad airplanes, Mike, and I'll get you to train her at Brodax to fly inverted.
Oh, you know what, Len? Actually, do you remember Angstrom, the little boy that we taught to fly at Brodax last year, and then Sam gave him an airplane at the end of the week?
I wasn't there last
You
year,
weren't
unfortunately.
there.
I was there the year before.
So there's a local kid and his dad that reached out to us before Brodax. And
Okay.
wanted to try control line flying. And so we brought some of Sam's rugged stunt trainers there. I taught this kid how to fly on Sunday, the first day we got there. And I worked with him every day through the week. And
Awesome.
on Friday, he flew basic flight on Friday. And I think he won it. He won it or he was
That's
second
awesome.
in ladies and youth basic flight.
Yeah.
And anyway, this kid him and his dad bought some more airplanes from some people. They've been flying for the last year since Brodax, and he's doing loops now and he's doing level flight, but he
Good
wants
stuff.
to get doing figure eights and flying inverted. So I'm going to bring some of my old slow combat planes prop down, which I use for Sam to do figure eights and fly inverted to teach Angstrom to teach this kid how to do inverted. Because
Yeah.
you can't hurt them, you can't hardly break them, but they got enough line tension and they fly well enough to teach you the proper techniques to do eights and inverted, but you can't
Yeah.
break the airplanes really. So I'm going to be working with Angstrom on eights and inverted flight. I'd be happy to let Naomi fly some of these old slow combat planes to do the same thing.
Well, I've got a couple too, so I'll bring a couple as well, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you just put them
That'd
up
be
on
fun.
junk. Put them up on
Sounds
junk.
good. Because it's hard for me to train her. It's hard for me to teach her because I'm too close. Yeah, I'm too close.
Yeah, you're her husband.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
would be better if somebody else said, "Hey, try this."
That's that's why I think Mike is gonna do well with Alex too, because just he's gonna listen to you more than he
Exactly.
listens to me.
I'll scare him into listening to me.
Yes, yes,
Well, now,
yes.
listen, I'm going to put him so at ease and make him so comfortable that the thing I always told Sam is like, look, we don't want to crash airplanes and wreck airplanes, but if we do, we're going to laugh about it. And we'll
That's awesome. That's the only way.
We're just going to laugh about it. And we're going to build more. But you don't train people to do that stuff on nice airplanes. You use
Exactly.
junk.
Yes.
You use junk that flies decently and has line tension. That's the two biggest things. It has to have tension. It has to fly decently. But if you wreck it, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pailfuls of them.
Right. And there's tons of them. And we've got so many. We have so much of that stuff here. Because, I built a lot for Sam, but we were given a lot. Samuel, every time we go to a contest, somebody's giving a kid a flipping airplane. We have a lot of stuff that he's beyond that level of flying, but they're great for other people that need to learn those things. So we're going to throw them into the mix, and anybody we can help, we're going to help,
That's awesome.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'm already building a. I think I told you I'm building a twister for him. It's going to be a twister. I just fitted the wing on a fuselage today.
What's it going to weigh? 18 ounces? The whole thing? All?
No, it's
Come on, man, I'm yanking your chain, man.
Yeah, but I just fitted the wing to the fuselage today, so it's pretty much done. The holes are drilled on the horizontal, on the flaps, on the elevator. Just it's pretty much almost done. All I have to do is just glue the wing on the fuselage.
It's a great first flapped airplane. A Skyray or a Flight Streak is a great first airplane. A twister, just box stock twister, is a great first flapped airplane for a kid.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of
probably about the best there is.
Yeah. I flew a twister with a Ford EFP on 5% nitro and stuff like that way back when. It's just a long time ago. I used to go on a flying field in Chicago and Schaumburg, and I was just sitting over there with the guys, just jibby-jabbing and stuff like that. They would ask me, "Hey, did you bring anything to fly?" I said, "Nah, I didn't bring anything with me." They would go like, "You want to go fly?" I said, "Sure." So I said, "Go grab the handle." They would start the motor for me, and I flew it. That's how I flew a twister. I flew a Nobler. I flew their high-end machines, the low-end stuff, as well. And sometimes it was kind of even funny, because they said, "Oh, I didn't know my plane can do a triangle." And I said, "You know what? You're right. It cannot do a triangle." So how did you do it? Well, I kind of noticed that it's like this and like that, and I knew what I had to do in order to make it do a triangle. Just work around the problems so I could fly around. So they were saying the funny thing they were saying all the time. They were saying something like, "It's funny how you pick up my handle, my plane, and start flying it for the first time ever. I fly it better than I ever flew my whole life."
Well, Dick, I'm hoping Sam is going to fly the Checkmate in profile Friday.
Still a good flying airplane.
That's pulls a little harder than his rugged stunt trainer and some of his other profiles. And that's the reason he didn't want to fly it at Huntersville, is because it pulled a little harder, but he had just learned the pattern. You know what I mean? He had just learned it with his rugged stunt trainer, which is a pretty light airplane.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can put up a couple flights on Thursday, and he'll use a checkmate to fly the whole pattern.
Just slow it down a little bit. That thing will fly slow and still hang out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
He notices stuff. He notices the pull, though. You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
he's so damn skinny, and he gets tired by the end of a flight if the airplane is pulling too much.
but
Yeah.
that's great. That's great because he's starting to get in tune with the plane. You start
Yeah.
to realize things. He's feeling the plane in the air, and that's very important to be able to feel the plane. Well, especially when he's going to start to trim his own planes. If I make this change or I feel that, it just changes here, but I lose something over here. What do I want to trade off, and so on and so forth. So that's
I think he's
great.
a few years away from figuring that stuff out. Right now, he's going, Dad, my arm is tired. You know, that's where he's at. Dad,
Well,
my
it's because he's using the wrong arm.
no, he's right-handed. Steve.
Oh, I know, but you held up your left hand and said,
Well,
"Dad, my arm is tired."
because that's what I fly.
You're using the wrong arm.
No, he's right-handed. He flies right-handed. And let me tell you, that was hard for me to teach him a lot of this stuff, and it still is. I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
How to do stuff, I got to think about what I'm saying to him and transverse it.
Hey, Mike, Alex is a lefty too.
There you go. That's great.
I'm a lefty too.
Good. We should all fly combat together sometime. It'd be nice to hold the handle in the same hand, right, Al?
Hate flying lefties. Always hitting the side of my head.
I agree. I hate flying lefties in
In
combat.
combat,
It's awful.
All right, I need to pick up combat then.
when I fly a lefty, I have to keep my left hand up alongside my face.
You get elbowed.
You're coming around, the left-hand guy is always coming
Catch
to knock
fire.
my glasses off my face
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that leaves your ribs open again too.
because they're coming around with their left hand, and especially if a guy like telegraphing, he comes in, smacking me, knocking my sunglasses off and shit. So I, the one guy I was flying, actually I had to put my hand up against his hand and keep pushing him, like get him off. And I said, what the hell? 'Cause
Stand on the other side of him.
he flew with his left hand, like, out away from his body. He wasn't in front of him, and he kept on telegraphing.
I flew
That's all
combat.
part of our tricks, Al. That's all part of our tricks.
Yeah. So,
I
just why I left there, just go inverted, and I'll bang him in the head.
Yeah, but why don't you just stand on the other side of him?
Well, you can. Steve, that's a very easy statement to make, and that makes the most sense. But when two guys are flying combat and it's a righty and a lefty, the lefty always ends up on the left and the righty ends up on the right for some reason instead of the other way. It makes more sense for us to trade places so our hands are like this.
Well, Steve, because a lot of times when you're flying combat, and a trick is to cross over them. Cross over them like you pin them. With your lines, like you come over and you pin them. So it's you come over his head and you pin him. So your lines are on top of his lines, and then so he's scared to come up on you.
Yeah.
So you're actually on his left-hand side if you do that. Like when you make that initial attack, and then usually the guy dives under. But, for that first instant when you come over and you're crossing lines over him, it's, then it becomes a problem with, left-handed guy because, he starts, with his left hand banging you and, leading, That's what I found out a few times, especially with this one opponent that I fortunately, he doesn't fly too much anymore. You know, but it was.
Well, I'll try to bring back some memories for you, Al, if we get in the circle.
Oh yeah, you're just too big. I'll just have to just push up against you or whatever, like we did in the.
Either way, it'll be fun. I know.
Yeah.
I only flew combat like 3 times. That's it. I was
Oh, well,
never.
man, we're going to bring a couple of combat ships to Joe Nall just to do a couple of demo matches. You and I, maybe I'll put you on one, Tryon.
You got it. That would be fun.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about doing, Mike. I was thinking about tying a balloon right at the knot on a combat ship.
That's actually probably a good idea to slow it down too.
Well, it's just for fun too, to break it too. You know.
Break it, yeah. Well, I don't know if I think I'd use a double length string. I don't know if I'd put it right at the end of a normal string, because you know what happens when you go for the knot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you take the other guy's tail off. If I'm going for a knot, I end up hitting the guy's tail. You know.
and that's like kill.
Yeah. Maybe
Because,
so like 8-foot string with a balloon. That would be, dude, that would be a good money match.
Yeah, right.
All it would take is a 6-inch balloon. It doesn't have to be huge.
Right. Yeah.
6-inch
Just enough to
balloon.
pop it. Yeah.
6-inch balloon. You got to pop it and do like $20 a match.
Right. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
You'd be tearing up, you know, $60 or $70 worth of airplane to try to win $20. So maybe we put a C note on it. $100 a match. Break the balloon. You win.
Hey guys, I want to check out. Good night. It's been
all right, Trey. Thanks for coming.
I'll see you
Take it easy.
Hey, have a good night.
You guys on Friday, so
Yeah,
everybody's going all. Who's
I'll
gonna?
be here. Everybody else might be up at the knoll.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's what I mean. Sparky, Tryon, Mike. Gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be gone for the weekend.
Yeah, well, I'll start the show. Whoever comes.
Comes in. Yeah.
Marky's going to try to climb the steps on the control tower to see if he can get a good enough signal to join up there.
Oh, okay.
Everybody can climb up the control tower and sit out there. And
That's Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be here in Columbia. I'm going Thursday and leaving my airplane, my flight gear, and then I'm coming back, and I'll go back Saturday to fly.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna hit it too. I gotta start early in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
Take it easy, Steve.
Yeah, man. Have
Take
a good week, and we'll see you on the other side.
All right.
Take it easy, Steve.
Yep. Bye.
So Len, did you fly your half-A ship?
No, I still haven't flown it. The weather here has been so bad. We just can't get a day to save our lives.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Our field's just a big mud pack right now. We can't even get in. Like, we can't even drive in right now.
Yeah, we got 4 inches of rain yesterday and today. Crazy.
It just rains every day, and it never dries. I mean, we'll get one day and it just starts to dry a little, and then the next day it rains again. So we're right back to where we started.
Yeah.
Farmers can't plant their fields or anything. It's just a big mess.
Yeah. The other local flying field that we fly out here is they can't even cut the grass. Grass
Yeah,
is
same problem.
foot high. It's 75% covered with water. It's a mess.
Yeah. So we're all just holding tight and hoping for. We needed one good week of dry weather where it just doesn't rain hardly at all to dry it out so that we can drive in and cut grass and do everything. But of course, then it'll all happen at once, and it'll all happen about a week before Brodax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, everybody's scrambling at the last minute.
Yeah, I said to Naomi today, I said, what's going to happen is the same as happens every year. We'll be driving to Brodax with dope drying in the car and no practice.
Well, that's what my friend and I were building, half-A ships together, and I got hit. I got my engine down, so I had to do another engine for him, and I was running his engine in the rain yesterday. You know,
Oh,
like,
exactly.
you know, just to get it, you know, running.
Trying to get it broken in and set up. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, and then you can bolt it on a plane because we're coming down. We're going to be down right to the wire. So, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
so I said, like, what am I going to do? I said, just opened up the garage door and, you know, put a glove on and, you know, ran
Run
the
it
thing.
now. Yep.
You know, ran
Don't
it
worry
out.
about the neighbors.
Yeah. I don't care about this. I don't have a problem with the neighbors here, but, you know, I could do whatever I want. But
That's
it's
good.
yeah, but it was just letting it,
We
you
just
know,
need some good weather.
yes. And then when you get good weather, you know, you got, you know, wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour. You know,
Oh, exactly.
I had better weather in the winter. You know, it was like I had better flying weather. You know, when it was, you know,
Yeah, if we flew at New Year's, it was fine. It was
all
cold.
flying.
Yeah.
You know, I could fly, get a whole pattern in and do stuff. And now I said, okay, I saved my, you know, competition planes, you know, for the better weather. And now, you know, it's, you know, to start practicing again.
Yeah, but you can't practice on them because if you take them out right now, you get your toolbox and everything covered in mud. Your boots are covered in mud.
You know,
And by the time you get,
it's jumping like this as you're going around. You know, it's like it's getting, you know, for, you know, the 5 minute flight, every 40 seconds, the wind would shift. You know, okay, you're on the one side and it would shift. Then you got the sun in your eyes on this side and it would shift again. And then, you know, you're in the middle of the, you know, doing the, you know, the upper maneuver, upper half, and all of a sudden the wind shifts and blows the wing in at you.
oh yeah,
You know, it's like,
and you don't want to lose all your good stuff because you don't have time to build any more
yeah.
for this year.
Well, that's opposite. We've had actually 5 or 6 good outings so far this spring.
Yeah, but I need to come down to Nashville. I have a nephew who's in Nashville, and next year, in a couple of years, I'm going to try and get down there.
All right,
Just stay at his place.
Well, I've been limited to weekends, and then, you know, and I work every other Saturday. So, you know, and when it was nice, you know, I tried, you know, decent. I'd go after I work a half a day Saturday, so I put my stuff in the car and then sometimes meet my friend at the field. But it's been horrible this past month.
I forgot you have a job. I don't.
Yeah.
I've been sneaking out on some Wednesdays.
Yeah,
get some flying with some guys. And I'll tell you what, Samuel don't like that. He gets pissed off when he sees.
Oh, I bet.
Going to the bus stop and I'm putting airplanes in my car.
Yeah, right.
You don't like that.
The guys that are retired or not and stuff, they're going out on Wednesday, you know, during the week, and they see a nice day. They're, you know, the email goes out. You know,
that's kind of where I'm at. I get there's a couple guys, and so we go. But
well, that's a good deal.
I catch grief from Sam about it.
Yeah, I get the same from Naomi because I'm retired and she's going to work and I'm going flying.
Yeah. Well, I get it in the morning, you know, but if I got one of his airplanes in the car, he's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, I'm just trimming it or testing, you know, just making sure. So he wants to report when he gets off the bus. He's like, okay, is my airplane ready for the contest? Is it good to go? You know, did the engine run good? What'd you do to it? So he doesn't get mad about that part of it anyway.
Len, does Naomi still get dizzy?
No, she doesn't get dizzy anymore. She's good.
I noticed like every, I see like most women when they fly later in life, they get really dizzy. Really.
No, she hasn't been. She's pretty good now. Like she can even fly inverted now sometimes and doesn't get dizzy. So that's good.
Well, Len,
I noticed in Huntersville that Sam can talk really well about the mechanics and dynamics of the airframe, you know, and he's beginning to be able to talk the talk really well.
I tell you, Sam is looking good. He's looking really good.
I'm excited about seeing him fly.
Yeah, me too.
I think you're all in for a treat when you get to see him go this summer. Who knows? He may screw the pooch and crash every time he flies in front of you.
That's okay.
Hey, I guarantee you he can fly better than I can.
He does get it. He really something this spring really clicked with him, And because Al, he just learned the square eights and the outside
In April.
Yeah, I saw he's hitting a nice corner.
this spring, and I'm telling him, hit that.
I think he's gonna whip my ass in intermediate.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. Well, we talked about this on Friday because I guess that was our first meeting since Hunter. Well, no, we talked about it last Monday. But Al, he was actually on track to be on the podium at Huntersville.
Yeah. I could see it. Yeah, I could see if he put all his maneuvers together.
In practice on Thursday and Friday, he flew the entire pattern. He did it minus the hourglass, but then I made him do like 10 hourglasses on one flight.
Right.
So I had it all together. Well, Sunday was windy and rainy and not really conducive.
Mm-hmm.
He got blown out of the second 8 in the vertical 8, and he crashed his airplane.
Right.
In the outside on the top on the second one, he got blown out. He didn't pull up. He crashed his plane.
Yeah.
Those lines can get sticky and kind of make your flight a little hitchy too.
Well,
The steel lines. Yeah.
And he got his bottoms down too.
We got his score sheet from that flight, and he was averaging 30 points a maneuver between both judges. So his score for that flight was a 252, I believe. And if we extrapolate that through the next 4 maneuvers, averaging 30 points plus the pattern points, we would have given him another 145. He would have been a 397 overall. Just extrapolating and saying, okay, he's averaging got that. 402 won the contest now.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Even if he had got 25 points in maneuver, because I think wasn't third place around a 350 or a 360 run?
Yeah, it wasn't very high. It was.
What I saw,
won the contest. He was on track to be right up there, but he got blown out, and that was his first flight. And we had another airplane in the car, and I'm like, if we'll get another one out, we'll pick it up. And he's like, no, Dad, it's too windy. Everybody's getting blown around. I don't want to break the plane. I'm happy with where I'm at.
I laughed. He said, I'm done.
He said, I'm done. I don't want to break another airplane.
Yeah.
That was I let him make I didn't force him. I didn't say, we're getting another plane. You're going to go put up another flight. I just said, do you want to fly? And he said, no, I don't want to break another.
Yeah, well, you don't have to urge him if the conditions are that bad. I mean, like I said, when I was flying Saturday, and I really wanted to, start practicing the pattern. And, I could do the 3 loops, do inverted, then start doing the squares. And all of a sudden, the wind starts kicking up, moving the plane all over. And I said, it's not worth it,
No,
it's
the
not.
old story, save the plane if you can. And why wreck another one if you know the conditions suck? That shows that he's growing up quick and learning quick. But, hey, this isn't the right day. Let's save it.
What I was proud of, Len, he's been flying. He flew basic at Huntersville for a couple of years. He flew beginner for a couple of years, and the kid always got a trophy because he always played, and he always won. And this was the first contest where we were at, where he was in a position that he wasn't going home with any hardware, And he made the decision. He knew. I said, you know what? If you don't put up another flight, we don't get another airplane out, you're not going to place. And he said, I'd rather save the airplane, Dad. I don't need a trophy that bad.
That's awesome. Good for him. That's amazing.
It was hard weather to fly in that day.
It was, but part of me wanted him to killer instinct and go, yeah, Dad, get another airplane. I'm going to go whoop these guys' asses, But he didn't say that. So
yeah.
No, but I think he used the better part of valor and thought, I'm going to save that airplane for another day when I can do it when I know it's better weather.
Yeah,
I might need that airplane.
He was obviously happy too. I like that. So
that's good.
He would have wrecked it because the conditions just got worse.
Yeah.
They weren't any better than when he flew for the first flight. So there's a good chance he would have wrecked the airplane. All the guys in advance, we passed. Because it was raining so hard, I didn't want to make the judges stand out there, and Ron didn't either. I think probably half of the experts passed, and half of them flew a second round. But the second round was kind of a walk. everybody just kind of went, no, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's when you fly a combat ship.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
There's
going to
no
have to do
combat.
some dry handle turning in the den this week, or stand in the backyard and do it, and just get my, see how far I can go without keeling over.
Al, I hope you get matched up with Sam because I think you'll enjoy flying a kid. I don't know when the last time you flew a kid in combat.
That, I don't know. Roy always seems to, because I'm pretty easygoing, he always seems to match them up with me. I flew Samantha a few years back. That was a pretty good match. I was just she would just seeing what she was doing, and she was being a pain in the ass. So I was having fun with her. But then she got lost. She lost sight of her plane. She got for somehow she got not standing behind me and lost sight of her plane and put it in. But it was good. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I think it's good when you can talk to
yeah,
newbie and they understand what you're saying and they'll do it, and not put you into a bad
right.
situation.
And Roy's good too. When Roy's really good at helping new pilots in combat.
Yeah.
Talks it through. Or Roy will come out in the circle and tell them what to do at program. Usually Roy will probably be the circle marshal, and then they'll tell Sam what to do, level off, do big loops. I seen Roy, get on the hand, put his hand over his hand and help people through with a cut and stuff like that. He does that stuff.
Yeah, that's all good stuff, man. It's good when it works out and when you get through the whole 5 minutes without balling something up and he walks away learning something,
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing is because
But
it's just me and him flying each other here. I love it when he flies other guys that can kind of help him along and tell him stuff maybe that I'm not thinking of or different points of view are good for him flying.
But when we go to a combat contest now, everybody's a net. You don't get a break flying the, combat now. You get, you got Phil Cartier, you got Roy Glenn, Dave Edwards, like all, Dan Banjak, they're all really good pilots. It's like everyone's, an aggressive fight. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, Jack Snavely wants to know if Rich has finished the Stork and has he flown it yet?
Not yet. It's getting there.
Can we see it?
I got to assemble it. The wings done, tail feathers are done. It's in the shop out back.
So I heard you said you were flying half A, Rich. What were you flying?
I'm building a Stork with an 61 on it.
Oh, okay. But you said you were flying it Sunday? Something?
No. I was playing with half A speed planes.
Oh, okay.
We have a contest here called Tour de Michigan. And it's like a no contest. They're flying beginner stunt and a slalom event and the 15 speed and half A speed. Just, from a dead start.
Yeah, okay. So are you guys running the hot engines or is it, limited to
valves? Just reed valve motors, that's all.
Oh, just reed valves, okay.
They got on us about the 15 speed. They changed the rules because I was running Enya SS 15S's. And now they back to old school, you got to run a Fox 15. Old style, you can't run the Snurley, the old motors.
Okay.
But they still can't beat me because I got some nasty running Fox 15s.
Oh yeah. Oh, there were some good ones out. You can make anything go. I mean, with your skills, you can make anything go.
I've got a Fox XXX 15, but they won't let me run that one.
Okay. Yeah. That was what, that combat one that they made special for
handmade. Yeah, they got lightweight piston and liners and forged rods. They'll turn 30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duke handmade him. He built me one years ago.
I mean, you put a Brian Gardner piston and liner in anything, and it's super engine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got two
You know, if you make,
LA-46s I'm going to build with Brian Gardner guts.
Yeah.
yeah,
The stunt one.
I'm running mine. I love mine. It's amazing.
A
You know, I have
Gardner,
it in
a 46 Gardner.
yeah, I have the Gardner kit in it, and it's in a Vector, and it's running great.
How many head shims did you put in that when you assembled
I
it?
only use the one that he gives me
Just the one he gave you. Okay.
because I'm running a 4.5 ounce tank, and it's funny. You know, some guys say if you put the stock one in, it feels like you don't have enough power. If you put the one he gives you, I love it. I took the one out and tried without the one, you know, with no gasket. And one of my friends did, and to me, on my plane, it broke too hard, and I lost 6 laps of fuel mileage. And you know, so I put the gasket back in because I was running. I only had 1 lap after I was done with the pattern.
What's the thickness in the head shims of what he sends and what the stock is, and then
I think stock OS is his is a 7, and the stock OS is I think it's a 12 or something like that.
and it makes that much difference.
Oh yeah, it did for me. Yeah, you know, I mean I did it back to back. You know, I tested it right back. I said, where do all my fuel mileage go? But yeah, head shims. If you're in a 4-stroke, you go up in a 2-stroke, and if it breaks really hard, that's when you start adding, you know, a head shim, but not
Soften
like
it up.
yeah, soften it up. You try. I try not to. I mean, you use what you use, but you try to use in 5,000 increments. You know, but like I said, when I took the head shim out, it broke really hard for me.
And what was the difference in fuel consumption?
It was about 5 to 6 laps. You know, believe me, you know, with the higher compression.
On 4.5 ounces, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, I run a 4.5. I'm done in about 7 minutes. You know, I think it was about 7-minute run time.
Now you got better gas mileage. Which way?
With less compression. Less
Less.
compression.
Okay.
And when I took the head shim out, I lost 5 or 6 laps. And after I was done with the pattern, you know, I throw a couple. Sometimes I throw a couple extra laps or in between and stuff.
Right.
And when I was done, the thing crapped out on me, like, you know, with like 1 lap after the pattern. And I mean, it was a noticeable difference. I didn't touch the needle setting or anything. And I'm saying like, whoa, you know, that was, you know, a drastic change. So I put it back in.
Mileage.
when you
Plus, you know, it broke really hard.
when you
And I'm
assembled those,
using, you know, the regular.
did you use plastic back plates or metal ones on them when you built yours?
Say that again.
Did you use a plastic back plate or a metal back plate when you assembled yours?
I have, well, both. You know, I had a plastic back plate, and then I got the one, you know, from the guy out in was it California, and I put the metal one on.
California. Who's making them in California?
The heck, that guy's name isn't he out in California?
Is it Kurt Chip?
Yeah. Yes.
He's Alabama, isn't he?
Oh, he's out. I don't know. I thought he was out by where.
Curtis Ship, I thought was Alabama. That's when you said California. I wondered if somebody was making them out there. The guy who ever
It was down the same thing by Charles.
in Stuker Stunt.
I thought Charles flies with him. Charles Carter.
Okay, well that's why I'm asking. There may be another guy making them.
No, but I think it's the same guy. Yeah, he had the thread on Stukas.
Okay. Yeah, Curtis Ship is he's Alabama, and he was part of the North Alabama Control Line Club. I think he's in Cullman, Alabama.
Well, then I guess I'm not sure then, but yeah, it's the same guy that's on the thread,
Okay.
but I'm using Brian Gardner's whole, setup. I put, the head, the piston, and the liner.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I've got-
did you see the head chamber on that?
I looked at it briefly. Yeah.
It looks like a traffic cone.
Yeah.
I've never seen a head chamber. It has a huge squish fan, and the plug is recessed really deep. It's like a traffic cone.
Yeah. I've got 2 complete setups from him.
Right.
And then I bought cases and everything else from RC Japan to build 246s.
Right.
I bought all the other parts brand new from RC Japan. But that's why I was asking about the back plates, because I've got a bunch of brand new plastic back plates, and then I've been trying to get some of the metal back plates from the guy that's selling them on Stuka Stunt and
Right.
Stunthangar. But I've called the phone number, left voicemails, and I've emailed the email address, and I'm not getting any returns on any of my stuff.
If you order his back plates, get his muffler too.
His muffler too. Okay.
Yeah, he makes a real beautiful lightweight tongue muffler. I mean, not tube muffler. And then that's what I use, and I opened it up a little bit, and then then I put a rubber ducky on it to blow the fuel off.
Are you talking about Scott Dinger? Is it a Dinger muffler?
Isn't it the same guy that makes both of them?
Well, I don't think so. That's why I think we're talking about 2 different guys here.
Okay.
Because Kurt Ship does not make lightweight mufflers for 46s.
Okay.
The guy that I know that sells the backplate, I don't think he makes mufflers. So I think we're talking about 2 different.
Okay, I got him. Okay, let me look it up.
That's why I'm a little confused here, because I think we're talking about 2 different guys. There may be more than one source for metal backplates.
Okay, so the guy in the mufflers, is that like Charles?
I don't know where he is. I just know that Scott Dinger makes mufflers for lightweight tube mufflers for stuff.
I'm sorry, my friend ordered them, and he put the order in, and I bought a muffler.
But I'm almost positive that the guy that I know that make backplates does not make mufflers. So when you say this guy makes the muffler too, that's what's making me think it's another guy.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think it's the Dinger muffler. That's a good piece.
Yeah.
Scott Dinger makes great mufflers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I do know.
Do
you know the McKenzie brothers, Len?
Yes, very well.
So they showed up at the Detroit contest one time with a bunch of LA 46 and LA 25 CNC aluminum backplates that they had made. One of the brothers made them.
Yes. Yeah, I think Pat makes them.
Pat made them, and he never advertised on Stunthangar or Stuka Stunt. They were never for sale to the general public. I think he just made a whole bunch.
Yeah, he's a machinist. He can make all that stuff.
Right, because I bought some of his when I met Pat and Ivan at the Detroit contest, because I'm from Detroit. My mom still lives there in Westland, so I try to go up there for their spring meet and the September meet for combat.
I think the spring meet's this weekend, isn't it?
It is this weekend.
Yeah, I think we're going to that actually.
Are you going to? Well, tell Ronnie I said hi.
Okay.
Ronnie Colombo in Huntersville 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Ronnie's
I'll say hello.
been coming to the Huntersville meet for a couple of years since I turned him on to that.
Okay.
But yeah, Pat made all those back plates, and I bought some from him because he just had a big Ziploc baggie full of them.
Yeah.
He's like, they're $10 a piece, I was like, all right.
That's awesome.
2 of these and 2 of these. So.
Well, you're better off with a metal backplate. The plastic one it'll bite you. When you least expect it.
Yeah, they do fail.
I use
no doubt about the plastic ones. They do fail.
Yeah.
Simple with a plastic backplate. Just cut a 30-second O-ring groove in it, throw the gasket away. No problem.
Yeah.
That's all I use is plastic.
Okay.
O-ring them and they don't leak at all.
That's a good idea.
You gotta remember not to snug them down too tight, right?
Yeah, you got more than enough room and thickness to cut a 30-second O-ring groove. Drop an O-ring in it, and
Yeah.
twist it into the case. There you go.
That's a good idea, Dick.
That's all I use.
Hey, Len, have you been to the Detroit field before?
I've never been to Rouge. No.
You've never been to Rouge. So I grew up like 8 blocks away from there.
Oh, wow.
I was born and bred 8 blocks away from there in the 70s and 80s.
You've spent lots of time there then.
I used to drive my BMX bike with a wagon with a twister and a ringmaster.
That's awesome.
Fill my dad's gallon of fuel and ride down there and fly. I used to launch for Colombo, the Breeze, and Paul Smith and all them guys when I was a
That's
kid.
awesome.
When I was a kid. So, and here's something. So, Dick, you're just learning this. Len has never been there, but he's going there this weekend. Dick has flown at Rouge many times.
Oh yeah, for years.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited just to see it and see what they do down there. It should be good.
Dick, you should go. You should go down Saturday and see what's going on, man.
Saturday we got contests in Kalamazoo.
Oh, you do. All right. Well, they'll be flying
Sunday
too. They'll be flying Sunday as well.
Yeah, I might go down there Sunday. I don't know. It's not that big a trip. It's only about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you if you're there.
Yeah.
Wow, I just got a new page of coupons from Harbor Freight, and it's all welders and welding equipment. Cool. Which I don't have any of. Yeah, down near the bottom, it's different.
What will you be flying there, Len?
I'm going down with Brad LaPointe, so probably I'll be racing with him, I would assume. Maybe pitting for him in combat in speed limit.
Oh, for speed limit? Okay. Because they'll fly half A they'll fly anything if anybody shows up.
Well, for sure.
Thing. If there's 2 guys that want to fly half A, they'll fly half A.
That's awesome.
If there's 2 for F2D fast, they'll fly it. They'll fly F2. They'll fly slow combat.
Whatever anybody wants to do.
Whatever they want to do, they'll fly it. You bring
That's
it.
awesome.
I think they're supposed to have carrier as well.
Yeah.
Clown racing. There may be some perky postal speed tryouts.
They're more likely they'll be perkies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they have clown race, Paul or somebody will probably rope me into flying the clown racer. I can see that coming.
Sure. Is Naomi coming with you?
No, she has to work, unfortunately.
Okay. So that whole where you're flying there, the hole at Rouge, they've got a paved circle there, and then they've got a grass circle with the center pad for combat. Well, when you're there looking at it, so there's this big hill that goes way up there.
I've seen that on video.
I've tobogganed that hill since I was like 2 years old, man. That was our toboggan hill in the winter. And then the other thing that's right down there next to it, there's an archery range there. Right.
I've heard about this. There's a shooting range there. I've heard stories about this. People thinking that they're shooting at them in the circle.
No, but that's where we always practice archery stuff for deer hunting. And you may hear gunshots constantly because there's a police shooting range right there.
That's the one they were talking to me about.
The Detroit police have a shooting range there, so they're always banging away. And then, of course, you're on the west side of Detroit, which is a shithole. So you're probably going to hear some gunshots that the police aren't making. You're actually hearing actual shootouts, shots from people getting robbed and gangbangers and shit like that. But yeah, shooting range plus the gangbangers.
Hey, if you don't see me at Brodax, you'll know what happened.
It's a pretty crappy part of town, Len, right now.
Okay.
It really is. So you're going to come down this hill to go into the bowl where this field is. At the top of the hill is the Detroit Mounted Police Station. This is the way west side of Detroit, and Rouge Park is a pretty big park. The Detroit Mounted Police, they have a mounted police unit. That's their stable and their barn where they keep all the horses that the Detroit police ride around in the parades and whatnot, because it is a park. And then right across the street from that is the Detroit Aeromodelers RC field. The RC field is on the top of the hill. The control line field's on the bottom of the hill.
Bottom of the hill. Okay.
The RC field was founded in 1972, and my dad was a charter member of the Detroit Aeromodelers.
That's awesome.
1972, they got their AMA chart, but they flew free flight stuff out there and early RC stuff all through the 60s.
So Rouge has a huge history for model aviation.
It does. This was a part of the park where all these cats would fly rubber free flight, gas free flight, and early RC models. And
That's amazing.
It was a field in the park that they used, but it wasn't until 1972 that they got an AMA charter and they leased the field from the city of Detroit for $1 a year. They still have that lease today. It's $1
That's
a year
amazing.
that field. And the the control, there's so much history down there. You gotta understand, I grew up 8 blocks from there. I rode my bike down there. I was down there flying control line. I was up top flying RC. I toboggan.
That's awesome.
I practiced archery on that range. I mean, they're just, and when we were teenagers, where you're gonna park down there to fly control line.
Yeah.
Just imagine being 16 or 17 years old in high school and where you went on Saturday night. Every whole parking lot would be full of teenagers drinking beer and steaming up windows and all that.
Causing trouble.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of history there, but it's sketchy over there, man. Just be careful.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll be in good company, so I should be all right.
You'll have fun.
I bet. Thanks, Mike.
I wish I could be, and I would be there if I wasn't going to Joe Knoll.
Oh, exactly. Good
to
history lesson, though. Thank you.
I go to the spring contest every year in Detroit. Ronnie, like I said, Ron Colombo was at Huntersville a couple of weeks ago, and I had to break the news to him that I wasn't coming to the Detroit meet because I was going to Joe Knoll for Stunt with Sam. And
I'll put in a good word for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Mike, it's Curtis Schiff, and he is in Alabama, the backplates.
Okay.
I just looked it up on Stupid Stunt.
Okay.
We got him a year and a half ago.
A year and a half. I've been trying, I guess about, I don't know, 2 months ago, I think I sent emails to both emails that he has listed and even tried to call a phone number, but I haven't heard back.
Yeah.
He's got them listed on the control line flyers website as well. I think they're on there on Facebook, maybe. And they're definitely on Stuka Stunt.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't have good contact info for them. I'm not sure, but I'd sure like to get 2 more.
Yeah, I remember when we got him. Let me see. I wanted to. I don't know. He said he had to wait, or something. He was out of them or something, and he made them. Had to wait for him to make them. But he ended up doing it, and they did a nice job on him.
Hey, Len, I first met Brad LaPointe at the Detroit contest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the first time I met him was at Detroit, and then he came to like 2 Huntersville contests. Him and his wife.
Yes, he did.
They made the trip to North Carolina. I think it was part of a vacation. They were coming from Canada into the U.S. and they were trying to do maybe the Smoky Mountains and Asheville and that part of North Carolina. But they came to at least 2 Huntersville contests.
Well, we want to get down
to the May contest or just October. You remember?
They went to one of each.
Oh.
They went to one of each back to back because Brad flew combat at both contests and he flew, I believe, intermediate stunt at that time.
Yes, he did. You're right.
Yeah, and his wife flew basic flight, I think, and won it. She got a trophy there.
Yes, Nancy. Yes.
Yeah,
And-
he has been on Brodak.
Rusty, you met them. You met them. It was the first or second year that I came, I believe, to Huntersville. So you
Yeah, I probably have. I'd recognize him.
yeah.
He has been at Brodak the past couple of years.
No, he had a heart issue and he had to have a triple bypass.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been able to travel as much.
Okay.
But he's doing okay now.
Well, that's good. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully he makes it back.
Yeah.
He was flying a Brodak RF Pathfinder with
Still
a
has it.
plastic clunk tank and a stock LA-46 in intermediate. And I remember Larry Davis was with me when I was at that contest, and we watched him fly, and we both went stock LA-46 on a clunk tank, and it ran great. It flew great. We're like, man, that's how we want to go.
Yeah, it runs pretty good.
Because we were new to stunt. We didn't know all the Uniflow shit. We didn't know all the stunt timed engines and all that. And we just kind of looked at each other and went, we asked him, and he's like, it's a bone stock LA-46 with a clunk tank, you know? And he had it figured out.
Yeah, Brad loves his Hayes tanks.
Yes.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a clunk tank.
No.
Hell no.
With a clunk tank, you plumb it right.
Right.
I
That's
like
all
that you
about
can
the
see
plumbing.
I like that you can see the fuel in it too.
Yeah.
Make
But
it easier
I
to
worked
fill.
with our Fox 35 Stun on a Ringmaster and my Lightning Bolt on a Ringmaster. We're using a clunk tank, and it took us a little bit to find the right combination, but we found it, and it's running great. Both engines run great on a profile.
That's awesome.
And then using a clunk tank, and that's putting a Fox 35 on a profile is like you're asking for a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But we were determined. My friend and I were determined, and we got it to work.
That's awesome.
And, we was going to fly it at a Ringmaster Dad Brodak. You'll see it. We're going to fly it. I'm going to fly my McCoy, and he's going to fly his Fox. So we got them all dialed in for Brodak Ringmaster Day. So I see you put a Fox on your Nobler, Len.
Yeah. Hemi head, stuffer back plate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Were you on earlier when I had the plane? I still got the plane here.
Oh no, I didn't. I mean, I saw it on Facebook, but I didn't see.
Yeah, they're pretty good. 42 ounces.
Now, do you modify your Fox at all besides you put a stuffer back plate and
No, just the stuffer black plate and the Hemi head. That's all.
Okay.
And I have one in a what's it called? Viking, and it works really well.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it in the Nobler and see how it works in that.
Is that the all-time stunt Viking?
Yes. I've used it I've had it for about 5-6 years now, and it runs really well. No problems. So we'll see how it works with this.
And what proper do you use on that?
10.6 Top Flight.
Okay.
Super M. Standard old Fox prop.
Is that
Go ahead.
Is that a kit, Len?
That's a Brodak kit.
It's the Brodak kit.
I was saying to these guys earlier, 5 pounds of balsa and 3 pounds on the floor.
Okay.
I've never carved so many blocks in my life.
You put a metal tank in it?
Yeah, metal tank. Metal 4-ounce tank.
Uniflow tank?
Yes. Yeah, Uniflow.
It's a Brodak tank?
That I don't know. It is. Actually, it is I think it's a Brodak tank.
Okay.
Not sure. I can't remember.
I've got a Brodak Nobler somebody built and gave to Sam, and it had a plastic tank in it. And it was the standard vent. And I was curious what size metal tank I need to get.
Yeah, 4-ounce should be fine.
4 ounce.
But again, if you're using a higher end 40, you might want to put an extra 1/2 ounce if you can get it in. I don't know if
can't
it'll
get
fit
it in.
But what did you
That's
do? Is it all tubes forward and you plumbed them out the side, or is it?
Yeah, all tubes forward.
And then you just make the connections to get them where they got to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
What
All
I
right.
did is I just, like you said, I just brought tubes out the side and one down out the bottom for the through the cowl.
But it's a 4-ounce, all tubes forward, 4-ounce.
Yeah, 4-ounce tank, all tubes forward.
Okay. All right. So I probably need I think this has a 40 in it, the one Sam was given. So we probably 4.5 ounces maybe.
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends. Some 40s will go on 4 ounces. Others need an extra half.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna bury it inside of there, I think I'd rather just put a 4.5 in there.
Yeah, mine's glued in, but it's not really hard glued in. If I have to get it out, I can dig it out.
Yeah.
probably the best 40 is a Brodak 40,
Oh, no doubt about it.
you know, because it's you know, it's light. It's the lightest
It's light.
40 out there.
For sure. I agree.
But then the only thing you have to do is you got to choke the Venturi down because of Brodak's. I don't think you know it's going to be tough to get it on 4 ounces. You have to put a smaller,
Yeah, need a smaller Venturi.
right? Because the Brodak comes with a 305 Venturi.
Yeah, they suck fuel.
Yeah,
What
So you
if you were running an LA 40 in it?
Yeah, put some tail weight in there for sure.
Yeah,
Well, what
see a little heavier
what about
again, right?
Venturi- What about Venturi size on an LA 40 with 4 ounces? I mean, the stock is 280 or 282, something like
Yeah,
that.
put a little smaller if you can, or put some pantyhose and an O-ring over it.
because
Is that not enough?
4.5 ounces is like just well, at Brodak it might be okay because up there you use a lot less fuel, but here where I'm at in Jersey, the engines are they use a lot more fuel here than we do at Brodak. At
Yeah.
Brodak, I got to pull an ounce of fuel out.
Yeah, we have the same thing here. We use less fuel. We use more fuel here too than Brodax.
Yeah, I got 4 ounce in my Nobler. Mine's got a double star 40 in it.
Right.
4 ounces, it'll run no problems.
I could put a double star in this. The only problem is I wouldn't be able to use the cowl. I'd have to make another cowl for it
Yeah.
because
Carve the cowl down. You can save another 3/4 of an ounce, man. If you
oh god, it's as thin as paper now. There's nothing left to carve.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, but I mean a good Fox will pull that no problem.
Well,
The guys use them all the time here.
it's covered in poly span and silk span over top. So, but it still came out really light.
What I mean, what we do, we usually fly them on like 58-foot lines.
That's what I set this up for.
Yeah,
60 from center of the model to center of the handle.
right.
So we'll see what we get.
How
Yeah.
long, Al?
58 foot.
58.
Yes, with a Fox 35. Yeah,
Okay.
or anything, or any 30 Fox 35 Ringmasters.
That's right.
58 foot.
Okay.
You put the longer lines. You get a little breeze, you're asking for trouble.
It gets ugly.
Yeah, you're going to be chasing it.
I hate it when my airplane starts chasing me.
Yeah. That's what even talk to Joe Gilbert flies on 58 foot, his Ringmaster.
Yeah. It's pretty standard length.
Everybody says, "Oh, put 62s on this and that."
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Bad choice. Too much.
And the long lines, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
my friend, he bought the Gardner piston and liner for the Fox, and we broke it in, but we didn't. It's in the plane, but again, he brought it Sunday, but the weather was so bad that he brought it Saturday, but the weather was so bad we didn't get to fly it.
Same story. I know. I ran my Fox out in the garage there last week. It ran really nice. I was surprised. It ran really good. And Rusty, I used that fuel, that Richards Brew, and it ran fine with the stuffer backplate and the Hemi head.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Maybe it's not the fuel. I don't know.
I've heard nothing but good things about Rich's brew.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with it before.
Guys, I'm going to call it a night. Y'all welcome to hang around as long as you want. But let me go through my closing routine and just tell everybody thanks for coming. You guys here in the video and all of you out there on YouTube. We're down to 6 of them right now. And I appreciate the super chat donations. Those are a huge help. I appreciate that a lot. So thanks. And I guess y'all have a great week and we'll see you on the other side. I'll be here Friday night while some of you might be up at the knoll, but hell, climb the tower if you have to get a signal and check in and say hi. So
Are you
anyway,
gonna be there Thursday, Rusty?
yeah, I will.
All right.
I don't know what time, but I'll probably get down there before lunchtime, maybe at lunchtime, something like that. And I'll stay until, early evening. So yeah, I'm gonna bring all of my flight gear, everything, and that way it'll already be there Saturday. I'm just gonna leave it.
Is the chair making it?
I don't know. I didn't have the heart to ask Will to go get it from Field and lug it there, and I think I'm going to be able to fly on my own 2 feet anyway. That's what I'm counting on.
Okay.
And so
Here.
yeah, we'll be there. And Holly tells me that I can't come by myself if I'm going to fly, so she might accompany me. But anyway, so yeah, I'm more excited about this than I was about Huntersville leading up to it. So yeah, this is going to be a good week.
Rusty, did you see my half-A Pathfinder video?
I did, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That little bugger flies good.
It does.
Yeah.
How was that to build?
I didn't build it. My friend built it.
Okay.
That's why I'm building a new plane, because I won't get pattern points with that.
I see. Okay.
Okay, dudes, I'm gonna sign off, and y'all have a good evening. Have fun as long as you want. All right, goodbye.